We're live, back with another episode of the Steven Show. I got Nick and Ian on again. We got a lot to catch up on. Ian, last time we had both of you guys on, you were about to go on your trip, but I don't know if we talked about it. You recently just got engaged.
Yeah.
You just got a new house.
March was a big
and then
month,
you just went on a big trip. So, did we talk about it last pod, your engagement?
No, because I don't think
All right, dude.
I wasn't good, yeah.
Because I don't even think you've told me the actual story or anything of how it all went down.
Yeah, March was a big month.
Wait, last time Ian didn't even remember he had a girlfriend.
Yeah, that one. Oops.
All
right.
But yeah, no,
Here's your
it
redemption
was,
right
yeah,
here.
yeah. See, I can redeem myself, but yeah. So I guess, are you supposed to remember the date that you get engaged? Because I'm pretty sure I don't. But anyways,
That's
it was
fine.
like middle of March. I guess bad start, but yeah, no, went out to Colorado.
Cut it out.
Yeah. But no, went out to Colorado. We did one of my buddies from college, like Gabe. You guys know Gabe.
Yeah.
He has like a cabin out in Keystone, like Colorado mountains, and so like all my college roommates and stuff ended up meeting out there and went to John Summit concert, like did all that. But then yeah, just one of the days we were all going to dinner and made a little pit stop off like this lake out there. Had one of my buddies, Jason, like him and his fiance like came with. She brought the camera, like walked down there, did the damn thing, and did it.
Dude, how
Celebrated
nervous were you?
Dude, it's hard. Like it's like I had all these things.
Gonna stay up.
I like had all these things I wanted to say. You know, like I feel like when you're getting up to it, like you know, or like a couple days leading up to it, you know, you have all these like good you know, things you want to rip off, and then you get in the moment, it's like nothing. So like, I managed to pull out like the I love you, like will you marry me? Like I got that, but that was it. Like because I got down and I'm like I don't know, you just like forget everything that you plan on saying, everything you plan on talking about, like it goes out the window. It's like
same thing happened to me, and I think the same thing happened to you too. Because I was with you and you did yours, but did you even get anything out? Like.
No, I like kind of blanked. Like definitely blanked out. Like I don't really even remember what I said. It was hard too because like I hate the idea that people are watching me do it.
And yeah, yours was very public.
Yeah, and we were in the middle of
Leavenworth,
like under the main canopy area. So like everyone walking by too, it felt like they were all watching me.
Mm-hmm.
Not like anyone could hear you, right? Like they can't hear you talking.
Yeah.
But no, I just blacked out. Got on one knee. She said yes, and then we popped some champagne, and it was we called it a day.
We got a little onion volcano afterwards.
Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, there was like how we sold it though was because Jason and Ellie are getting married this summer, and so we rode with them to dinner, and then they were like, hey, like do you guys mind if we make a little pit stop? Like we're gonna do a little picture like table thing at our wedding, and so we've been trying to like accumulate pictures on just things we do this year. So like yeah, no problem. So like that's how we like sold it, like to go down there, and then they took pictures, and then after like they were done, and Ellie was like, all right, like your turn, like you guys take some pictures. Like all right, so there's like a picture of me and Brianne standing there, and I'm like I lock eyes with Jason because it was like one of those things. It's like oh shit, like I kind of gotta do this now, and like you just like I don't know, it was like pretty nerve wracking, but I was like
gonna lock.
I was like oh dude, and so there's a picture of like me and Jason locking eyes, and I'm just like.
Yeah,
here we go, like time to do it. But yeah, dude, it was exciting.
Did she like have any hunch that it was coming, or was she completely surprised when you did it?
I think like because it was a long walk like down to where we ended up taking the pictures, right? And so like I think as we were walking down, like she probably started to put two and two together, and like I feel like anytime you're in a spot like that, like with a nice camera taking pictures, like it's probably a fair guess.
I never heard. Did she say yes?
She did. I only had to ask her a couple times.
No, she's just renting a room.
Her rent's outlandish though. No, but
dude, that's why it worked out good for me when I did mine because the people we were with, they always have cameras on them, and one of them actually takes like professional photos as a job, and so it wasn't like odd that she was out there taking pictures of everyone. And then I didn't even have to prompt it. Riley was like, Steven, let's go get our picture. And I was like, oh shit. And then same thing happened, dude. Like I had the whole week leading up to it, I wrote a bunch of things in my notes and I kept like reading it over and over so I would remember it. And I look at her and I just go, I love you. And then I got down on my knees.
So is that a yes or what?
Yeah,
that
she took
video-
so long, and I was like, "Is that a yes or what?"
That video is so funny.
Yeah.
You're like, so is that a yes or what?
Because she was just sitting there screaming. I mean, I knew it was a yes, but she's just got to say it. I'm like, come on.
I remember a couple
Leave me
days
down
before too, we went to Anchor House, and you're like, "Yeah, I got like all my notes," and you're like scrolling through. And I'm like, "Dude, like, there's no point. It's, like, no point having any notes."
It was the thought that matters, dude.
Dude,
I tried.
Honestly, though, like I don't know if it was the same for you guys, but I was probably more nervous when I asked her dad than when I actually proposed, because it was just me and him, like sitting in like essentially like the living room. You know, like we're gonna play poker in half an hour, but like 30 minutes, just me and him, and it's like, how do you bring this up, dude? Like I was like shaking, like
Dude, I was shaking too.
trembling. I was like,
my leg was shaking.
Yeah.
He didn't notice because we were actually on the cruise, and you were about to play poker. Funny enough, we were in the casino, and we walked over to the blackjack table, and we were watching. And it was just me and Riley's dad, Sean. And then I just brought it up to him and just started talking. I could tell my voice was shaky, but I don't know if he could tell my voice was shaky. And my leg was fucking like shaking, dude. I was so scared. I was like, dude, what is going on?
I took Jordan's dad to Top Gun out in South Hill, and we talked the whole time.
Wait, Top Gun, is that a shooting range?
No, you guys fly planes and stuff?
No, it's on the Graham Airstrip over there, like right.
Oh,
it's actually a really cool
bar,
and it's got like a super cool view in Mount Rainier. But anyways, yeah, we were there for like probably like an hour and a half, 2 hours, and I mean, he knew why we were there, but then
he knew.
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, why would it was like a Wednesday night? Like, why else would I? I've never taken Jordan.
You want to go get a beer?
I've never taken Jordan's dad out on a Wednesday night to a bar. But anyways, and then at the end, I didn't even ask. And then at the end, he's like, "So are you gonna ask me anything?" And I go, "Oh shoot, yeah."
I forgot.
I literally forgot. I was like, I was so in my head, and I don't think I was listening like anything he was saying the entire time, because I was just thinking about what I was gonna say. Because it's like how do you come up with like you think it has to be like a whole grandiose speech, but as long as he likes you, I think you're probably gonna be okay.
Dude, I don't know why I just lock up in those situations, even being in front of like big crowds and stuff. Even if I'm not saying anything, like I just freeze up. I hate. I won't say I hate it, but I just am not good in those situations.
Once I get into a flow of like when I'm talking in front of a lot of people, like when I first start, I'm nervous. But then once I start getting into a flow, like I actually like.
I would say you're good at it, and you're good too, Ian. You did the speech at Nick's wedding. I thought that was good.
Dude, I was not nervous for that at all. Like completely fine, nothing, whatever. Got the mic, stood up. As soon as you look out, it's like, oh my god, like And that was what, like 100 people. Like
it was a good amount.
No, it was like I bet 200 total, like between everyone that was there.
It was a good amount. You did good though. Yeah, it was funny.
And I don't think it was like, I don't think I've ever, like, I think that's the most people I've ever spoken in front of. And, like, I don't really think I processed that until I got up there and I was like, there's a lot of people looking at you.
Props to you guys, dude, because I have a hard time talking in front of, like, 15 people at the gym.
I think what you have to do is, like, you just have to detach yourself, like, because you think too much about it. Like, what I try to do is just detach myself from what I think people are thinking, because most of the time it's like, 60% of the people aren't even paying attention.
Yeah, I know that's
20% are actually like paying attention, and then like 10% are judging. You know, like how you speak and stuff.
Yeah,
but like in reality, like most people aren't even listening.
Yeah, that's true. I do think about that too. When I'm watching someone else give a speech or something like that, I'm like half in, half out most of the time. I'm like barely paying attention. So
yeah,
I just don't have enough reps at it to be like comfortable enough yet.
Yeah. Well, and you don't really have to, right? Like for your job, it's not like you have to present in front of people.
There's little things like public education and stuff, talking in front of small groups or like random people and stuff, but like it never really a big crowd unless you seek out those opportunities, and you obviously can find
opportunities.
No, I almost did. We worked. It was like one of the diversity and recruitment workshops, and at the beginning of it, everyone like got free breakfast and everyone was just hanging out and stuff. And before we got started, they came over and they were like, "We need one person from your guys' group." There was like 6 of us there just representing our department. And they were like, "We need one person from your group who's going to go up on stage and talk for like 5 minutes about your department and like about what like just about yourself, how you got into it and all that stuff. And they all like looked at me and they're like, Steven, you're doing it. And I literally made someone else do it. I was like, no shot. But it was like,
you didn't want to do it? Why?
No, dude.
Why not?
Because I'm not good at that. And I know that's how I practice, but I'm in front of like a bunch of people who are trying to get hired at a fire department. And I don't want to go up there and like freeze up in front of them, and they're just gonna be like, "Really?" Like, yeah.
Have you had to go to like?
Yeah, like, I don't want to be a firefighter.
Yeah, like I don't want to work for that department. This dude can't even stand up here and talk.
Have you had to go to the elementary schools yet? Like,
yeah, there's story time.
I remember.
I thought you were gonna talk about like job recruiting. I'm like elementary school.
We've done those events where like grown-ups and like anyone from 18 or older will come. We've also gone to high schools and like set up a little booth, and then elementary schools go read a little book and stuff. And station visits, little kids come by and all that.
Do you get nervous like when you read a book in front of kids?
No.
Oh.
I've only done it once too. It was like a little like kindergarten class.
I remember the firefighters coming to the school like when you're a kid, and it's like always the coolest thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be a firefighter.
Yeah.
Then Steven shows up and stumbles through it.
All right, dude. Well, you just bought this house. That's where we're at. We're in your backyard right now. What was the whole process of that? What made you want to move and all that? Your house was sweet.
Yeah, it was a good little spot, but we just like, I think at the start of the new year, like at the start of whatever it was, like what is it, 2026, I guess, like January, we kind of like started to think about moving, and we kind of got like, we just started like looking, obviously, like Zillow and whatnot, and it was at the point where it was like, all right, like I'm sure sometime this year we'll move and like buy a new house, but like not really a rush or anything. And then honestly, this was like the first house that we like, first and only house we actually looked at, like saw it on Zillow. Nick's mom came and showed us, and like, yeah, this house is sweet. Like, within our budget and whatnot, so we like put an offer and got it. So,
thanks. Pretty quick turnaround, like,
and Nick hooked it up.
Yeah,
but yeah, no, dude, it was. I mean, we just like, there was a few, like definitely the yard was like a big thing, because like obviously at the old house, like no yard, like no grass, all rocks, like especially with Whiskey, like having a little spot for him to like go out, run around and whatnot, like that was pretty crucial. And then honestly too, I think we were just kind of ready for like a little bit more space, and it was like, might as well. So yeah, like I said, like looked at this house, it was the only house, and went for it.
Nice.
Yeah. We haven't made the first payment yet, though, so I think May
wait till that comes out.
If we do another one of these after May 15th, I might hate this place, but it's good, though. But yeah, dude, it's been nice. And just being able to, like, last night, just, like, have people over, like, actually have, like, a little bit of a better space to, like, host people, like, have a fire, and not be sitting in the gravel. Like, it's nice. And then, the other place, that lady's there, so that helps that out, too. But, yeah, dude, it was honestly super easy. Like I said, like looked at it. I think we put an offer in 2 days later or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
thanks, quick.
Yeah, it's been nice. The moving is a pain, but I think we're like almost done with the moving. Like just like dumped everything in the garage and then left for like 3 weeks just because I was gone for work, and then like Guatemala, so just like all our stuff was just sitting in there for 3 weeks, and then like literally this week we owned it for like a month. Like this week was like the first time we've actually been able to like put stuff away. Like we went shopping all day yesterday, like started buying all the stuff, getting everything organized or whatever. So like it's actually now starting to like feel like we're moved in or whatever. Yeah, like
it probably will be like a whole month before you actually feel like fully settled in, organize everything and stuff.
Yeah,
I feel like it took us a while to like actually like feel settled in.
Yeah,
when we moved, but we've also moved like 3 times in the last year. So
you guys have
never actually felt settled in.
I guess you guys have, because you did Puyallup, then Cleveland.
3 times in the last 3 years.
If you want to talk about that, you can. You have that place up at Cleveland.
Yeah,
and then you and Jordan live. Yeah, honestly, you should, because you're trying to sell it right now, aren't you?
Yeah, I think we're gonna list it here in like a couple weeks.
Yeah, but go all the way back in time and talk through that whole process.
So we started dating in December of 2021. Mm-hmm. No, sorry, it was like January of 2022. Dated for like 8 months, and we did exactly what I tell everyone not to do. I always tell people, do not buy a house with your boyfriend or girlfriend. Until you're married, don't buy a house together. And of course, we broke that rule.
I guess we kind of did too. But
yeah, I mean,
now we're engaged. So
you never know, right? Like,
you know, engaged before, right?
No, we bought the house first, then got engaged. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, but you don't count as like a typical client for me because you're my friend.
Yeah.
But no, I always tell people don't, just because you never know, right? Like I've heard stories of people, and I've helped people actually personally. Like they buy it with their boyfriend, girlfriend, they break up, and then it's like, well, shoot, now what do we do? Like
what do they do?
Most of the time they end up selling it, because like they'll come
just split it 50-50.
Yeah, I mean, however they figure it out, right? Like that's not my wheelhouse. Like they gotta, it depends if they're civil or not, right? Like if they're civil with each other, they'll usually split it. Or like if one party, like, say they paid for the down payment, like, they'll reimburse themselves. But it can get dicey. I mean, I've helped people where
agents.
I've helped people where it's.
I refer you to the divorce lawyer right now.
Right. Well, that's kind of what you have to do. It's like you almost have to. Yeah, you have to get an attorney involved. Most of the times they're civil because they've at least talked about it. But I've had times where like they're like, I don't want my ex-girlfriend, boyfriend to know anything, right?
Yeah.
So that's a little tough, but anyways, I guess where was the question?
So you and Jordan bought a house together.
Yeah. So we were I think we were like driving back from Idaho because my parents used to have that place in Boise, and we were driving. Yeah, that place was awesome. But we were driving back, and it was like a Sunday or something, and Jordan was just on Redfin, and she found this house in Clay Ellen, and we had been talking like, oh, how cool it'd be to have a spot in Clay Ellen, because like I've always loved going there.
Yeah, I love it there.
And then I think we were driving back or something. I don't remember. No, we weren't driving back. We went out there for a day to go check it out. But anyway, so we went out there, checked it out, and we just like both were like, yeah, let's do it. Like if I could have done it over again, probably wouldn't have done that.
Yeah, but
it worked out good.
It was fun. Cool. It was honestly, it was a great experience.
You got a lot out of that.
We got a lot out of it. Like honestly, like we had a ton of fun. Like it's in the middle of the mountains. Like everything I love to do. Like be outside, snowmobiling up to the house in the wintertime.
Yeah,
like
was sweet.
That was so fun.
Hoisting a couch
over the balcony, bringing a couch up on a bobsled. Like that was like we had some good times there. Bonfires, hunting.
It's a good spot.
It was fun. It was a really good time. But like for a financial sense, like it just we thought what we'd do is buy it, Airbnb it, and then be millionaires. I don't know what we thought, and none of that worked out because like once we got it and we like realized like once I actually ran the numbers of what would I have to do in order to even like break even, like it was pretty unrealistic. Like how many days I'd have to rent it out, what I would have to do, who I'd have to pay, how would people get up here. Like once I logistically went through everything, I was like, oh my gosh, like what were we thinking? But it was a great time. What?
I was just gonna say, it always sounds like a good idea.
It always sounds great.
And then like actually implementing it is not as easy.
Well then, so we got married and then literally pregnant like a month later, and then that was when we were like, there's no way like we can stay up here and have a kid. Like there's just no like, how are we gonna bring up a kid in a snowmobile? Like that makes no sense.
So a little toboggan.
Yeah, right. It was just in like, what if something happened, right? Like you're hours away from any hospital. So that was when we were like, it was probably what was it, like 2024. It would have been 2024. We were like, okay, we need to move back to the west side. But then we were like, how are we going to do that? Like, we can't pay this place by ourselves. We can't Airbnb it because we're not ready for that, nor would we make even enough money. I wasn't making, like, barely anything in my job because I was still pretty new. And then, by the grace of God, someone wanted to rent it long term, and they've been there for 2 years now, and they're moving out next week. And, like, they've been great. I mean, they've paid on time. We've had, like, at the first, it was a little rocky just because when you're how it is up there. It's like when you're in the middle of the woods and it snows 2 feet, like what do you do? So but they've been great, and they're moving out next week or 2 weeks, and we just realistically just don't want to pay for a vacation home. Because we also, like, how often would we even go up there? Probably not much. But anyway, so 2024, we moved back to Puyallup, had Casey, and then in 2025, we bought my grandma's place in Buckley and have been there and will probably be there for as long as I want or as long as we want. I mean, I don't know, a long time. Yeah. But then I look at that house, or I look at this house, and I'm like, dang, should we have just bought something that was brand new? Because like her house,
you guys got a sweet deal.
Yeah, we got a good deal. Got a good deal, and like in Buckley, in Buckley, like you don't really get like for a downtown Buckley home, you don't get like a yard like that much space, but it's a lot of work. But so yeah, that's been the last 4 years now, but 4 years how like we moved 3 times. I don't know. Yeah, Clay Ellen was a curveball. It was fun living out there. I will say. The Mountain Max. The old
rip around on those things.
1999 Mountain Max, dude. Those things still like I think 3 pulls is what they start up on, and it starts.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
Remember when we got there super late? Wasn't it like me, you, and Brady?
Yeah.
And we kept trying to start it, but the brake was
on.
The brake
was on. Oh, dude, I absolutely.
You were like, no, you gotta let it warm up for 45 minutes.
I absolutely just burnt that bell to it. Like that was so bad. That was so. But it was dumping snow.
It was like a blizzard.
It was a blizzard. We were the only one on the mountain too because it was like a random weekend in November, and it was just a blizzard. And we drive like halfway on the main road to get to the house, and yeah, it's starting to get warm.
I'm burning up.
We were driving like halfway in the truck to the main house, and I was like, dude, there's no way we're going to make it up. So I backed out, and then we went and got the snowmobiles out, and then it was just like, oh boy. So,
yeah, it was fun.
Josh Kumar is calling me. Should I answer it?
No.
Should I tell him we're potting out?
Yeah.
Sorry, Josh, we're potting. Sorry, Josh, you'll watch this.
Yeah, the Buckley house is going to work out good, though. Like, it's a good spot. Like, good yard and stuff. That's kind of why we bought this house, too, is like another house that's like you can be like in forever, honestly. Like just post up for a while. Like never have to worry about moving for a while.
Or if you and Jordan do want to move, you can move into the spot that I'm right next to where I'm gonna get at Connor's building.
Hey, we'll already be like right down the street from there.
Yeah. Are you getting one of those houses? Or you want to?
Yeah, I'm going. I told him I'm going to. Yeah,
that'd be sick.
They'll be sweet. They'll be good, like little houses. It sucks because like the permitting process is taking forever, which sucks because it's like.
But he got approved already, right?
He got approved for something, and then now they just have. I think they just have to issue the permits now.
So he's just waiting on that before he can build.
Yeah, I think he's got everything ready to go, and then it's like as soon as he gets the permit, that's when he can start. Like,
how long do you think it will take for him
to build one? Oh, he'll have it done, I bet, by the end of the summer.
Yeah, 6 months.
Yeah, I can imagine it'll take him that long.
And you guys think you can make it work?
Yeah, I think so. I think we can.
I mean, I've been in my house for like 13 months.
Yeah, what are you gonna do with the other house? Sell it?
Yeah, I wouldn't have enough money to front like rent or whatnot, and I don't have enough money saved up for a down payment or anything like that. But Sean and Nick and Connor all think that they can make it work somehow.
We can figure out something. There's always a way. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Which makes me feel like I should turn my hat backwards.
Yeah, this is not sponsored by Cross Country Mortgage.
For free.
Trader. Hey, that was one of the companies we were actually looking at moving to. They're a good company.
I should just cross it out with a Sharpie and write Radiant across the top.
I'm just going to put a picture of myself up on there. I don't even think we sell hats, honestly.
Dude, that could be something you could do next. Make some nice hats.
Yeah,
honestly, I do need to do some printing.
Well, you were talking about how you want to do a podcast too.
I do, yeah.
What's your idea behind all
that? So my idea is a few things. One is like my main source of referral is from real estate agents, right? Mm-hmm. And most times, like when lenders call real estate agents, like not to get too deep in the weeds, but when they call, you're basically cold calling them. And the last thing, like, what happens when you get a cold call? Like,
hang up.
Yeah. You don't want to listen. Like, you don't need what they're trying to give you, right? Well, that's kind of how it is, like, with lenders.
Try warm calling people.
And that's like a warmer. That's a little bit of a warmer call, though. Honestly, that actually is. Or, like, you do it through someone you know. But my idea with it is, like, well, like, if I can call and say, hey, like,
watch my pod.
No, I want to say, like, hey, I want to have you on it.
Like and subscribe.
But I want to have you on it, and, like, I'll dice up, 5 clips for you to post on social media, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm giving you something to do. But I also think it's good too because like I feel like most people, not most, but a lot of people when it comes to real estate are not very well informed. Like
Absolutely.
headlines are crazy. People listen to like what their like dad who bought a house 5 years ago or 10 years ago had to say, and like not saying like that's bad to not like you should listen to some advice, but the like in our world like firefighting like probably what is it? Electricity.
Nikola Tesla.
Electricity or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, like it's constantly evolving. Like things are always changing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I kind of forgot. Like
You're
I know what
you.
Smart people.
I know what you do, but I don't know exactly like what I don't know exactly
No,
what
you're
you
right.
do. But like it's always evolving, right? So I think being able to do something like that where you like can talk about like what are we seeing here, and everything's different. Like every market is different from the next, right?
For sure.
And what works for one person doesn't work for the next guy, right?
Yeah.
So that's where I feel like something like that would be easy to do.
You can't draw.
I would enjoy listening to something like that because buying my house was such a learning process for me. I still don't know that much stuff,
Yeah.
but like everything was brand new to me, and it was just like it was very eye-opening to start learning about just like real estate itself and just like what your process is, like
that's
selling mortgages and all that stuff. Like, and if there was something out there that basically like real estate for dummies that you could listen to, like
Seriously.
it would be perfect for me.
And that's the other thing too is like buying a house, like what I do is so much more than just like a mortgage in my opinion. Like it's like financial literacy, because like what we're teaching people and what we're talking to people about is like how to use money, how to budget, how to use a credit card, how to like.
That's what you helped me with, budgeting and like lining up all my expenses. And all that stuff.
And it's shocking how a lot of people don't know how to do that, and they, and they don't actually realize they don't even make a budget, and so I think that's where that could also help is like if I could turn someone and say, hey, go listen to my podcast and like, just play it as you're driving in the car and you'll learn a few things about like what you should just do, not even just to buy a house, but just to be financially like well off, or not even well off. Like I think well off is like not a great term to use, but like just financially literate, because the overwhelming majority of people don't know, even kind of the simple tools of like how to be smart financially. Like unless you were taught it, which most people aren't, like you're not taught in school. Parents, like if your parents don't teach you, then you don't really have any other resource but to do your own research, which not many people do that. And then they come talk to someone like us, and then it's like then we kind of straighten everything out for them, right? Yeah. So and then like you can talk to a financial advisor, but a financial advisor is going to go like 10 steps beyond what most people are at, because most people aren't even in a phase that they're ready to start investing.
Yeah.
They're in a phase of like, I need to figure out like how much money do I spend per month versus how much money do I even make per month, right? So
I still gotta do that.
Is there anyone even like tapping into that? Like in your world, is there anyone who's I know people are doing like Instagram videos and reels and stuff like that, but is there anyone doing what you want to do?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen stuff, but not anyone that I know personally. In my opinion, I don't think I know anyone that is. But I've seen stuff of like others, like mainly it has to do with like business growth, less so of like how could I make someone better off financially, right?
Yeah.
So like that's even been one of my ideas too, of like not even just business generating, but like just giving back, is like if I could help, like say you go teach at you guys go to a school, right, and you teach CPR to kids.
Yeah.
Like why aren't we doing something where we're going to a high school for seniors who are about to graduate and go off into the world? Why are we not going in like once a month and teaching these kids how to use money?
Dude, that
you know what I mean? Like why are we not doing that?
Explaining interest rates to a high schooler. Like,
why are we teaching kids the declaration of something from 1892? Like what what are they going to do with that? Like they're not going to do anything. Like why aren't we teaching kids this?
Like,
and like
real life skills.
I get so fired up about it because it's sad because of like there's just such a lack of education when it comes to money. in like basic school. Like I just don't understand it. I really don't.
Yeah, but at least you know what a metaphor is.
Yeah, no, seriously. Yeah, exactly.
At
like,
least you can recite Shakespeare.
Yeah, it's like not like
those are the real skills.
like, no, you know, there's good things that you learn in school, right? Like I think all of that is like laying the foundation, like how do you read a book and analyze it, right? But like, why aren't we teaching 17 and 18-year-old kids who I mean, I feel like the movement, in my opinion, lately is like people not going to college anymore. And even college, like we both got business degrees. What did they teach? They didn't teach us anything about how to budget, how to save, how to use a credit card, how to do anything. Like they didn't teach us any of that.
What is one like takeaway that you took from like going to college?
Dude, honestly, I could not think of anything off the top of my head that I literally took that I utilized today. Like, and I was a 3.8, very good student.
Yeah.
Showed up for school. Like I did very well in school.
You did, yeah.
And I cannot name one thing right now off the top of my head that I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I learned that in college because now I apply that in my everyday life.
Yeah.
Like,
what about you?
I mean, I use a lot of like math.
Yours is different.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yours is very specific to your career now.
Yeah, and like obviously the stuff I learned in college was like a lot more like specialized, right? So it wasn't just like, you know, again, like a general business degree, you know, it's like it was a very specific field that I used. But I mean, to be honest with you, like even probably 95% of that stuff I don't use. Like,
yeah,
you know, I took a bunch of math. I use a calculator. Like, you know what I mean? If I have to do like 100 divided by 10, I'll just throw in my calculator just to be safe. You know what I mean? But dude, honestly, it might be like a little bit conspiracy, but I honestly think like the reason they don't teach that too much is like probably because they bank on kids like graduating and like going and buying a $80,000 truck, you know, and paying $300 a month for the next 20 years, or like, you know, even to some extent like going to college and just jumping right into like student debt, or like, you know, like if I feel like if they taught it too much, like, you know, they would like recognize like, hey, maybe these aren't good decisions, and like recognize that $200 a month for a nice truck doesn't actually mean you're paying $200 a month. It means it does, but you're gonna end up paying $120,000. Like, you know, if you're able to put those pieces together and realize maybe I shouldn't do this, then, you know, honestly, I feel like they probably lose a lot of money. So it's
think about it this way: is like if you taught kids like financial literacy in high school, how many less like federal student loans do you think would be?
Oh, dude, yeah,
way less. I mean, think about kids that are 18 years old and they're signing up $100,000 in debt right off the bat. Like, it's just, it's insane.
If I knew what I knew now in my life, I would have never gone to college, to be honest.
Yeah, it was a good, like, but, I do say all this, though, like, I felt like I'm happy I went to school because, like, it was fun. We had a good time.
Yeah,
like,
we did have a good time.
I just look at it like, dang, like, was that 4 years? I could have done something like my job, like, that I do now. It's like, could I have started that a little bit earlier? But I don't know.
That's true, but think about, like, all the stressors and the anxiety you have in your life right now that comes from your career and just your lifestyle now. We didn't have any of that for those 4 to 5 years that we were in college. We literally had to go to class and play soccer.
Yeah. Senior year, I snowboarded.
We could mess around as much as we want.
Senior year, I think I got like 50 days of snowboarding. I literally was snowboarding 3 days a week for like 4 months straight. Like, didn't have anything to do, no stress, nothing. And
never another time in your life will you be able to do stuff like that.
Like, now it's just like bills or whatever. But
I remember we'd be at our house, have our Zoom like call going, just sitting on the table and we're just watching TV.
We had a hot tub. I used to do the same thing. I used to put my laptop outside of the hot tub and take my like Zoom classes from the hot tub, just chilling. Like, and then
when everything like first shut down during COVID, I was literally delivering Uber Eats with my laptop in my passenger seat, like playing, and I'm driving around.
I remember we used to have like soccer Zoom calls, and like our coach would be like super serious, and like we'd have to have our cameras on, and Steven would be delivering Uber Eats,
and I'd put up like pictures of our coach's face as my background, like Brady too.
Oh, that's so funny. But yeah, moral of the story is like, where I think we started with like the podcast.
Moral of the story is budget.
But if you want to learn, call me up right now.
You couldn't loop these realtors and do a 2-minute phone call, so you thought a 2-hour podcast.
A 2-hour podcast. Dude, honestly,
you don't
it probably would.
For 2 minutes.
It probably would be. It honestly probably would be. It would be way easier to ask them to come talk about themselves for 2 hours than me try to sell myself for 2 minutes on the phone. Honestly, would 100%.
Especially if you're like, I'll let you like get some clips, like you can say. Like,
that's the idea of it.
Things,
it's like if I'll snip clip. Like I was asking Zaylin last night, like, hey, what like AI platform do you use so you can like put clips together, and then I just send them and say, hey, post them on whatever, and there you go. They're all yours.
Let me and Steven come on since we're both clients of yours.
You could. I could have past clients. That's actually not a bad idea. Have them talk about their experience.
Dude, I actually was just.
You should just do it like with your clients right after you get done with the deal with them, and just bring them in and be like, or talk about what their process was and everything.
Dude, I actually was just thinking about it not too long ago because my buddy Jason just bought a house and never really thought about it too much, but he was like talking about when he bought it and he had like shop around like mortgage lenders or whatever, and he was like, yeah, this person, like, I don't know, like they seem a little shady, and I kind of thought I was like, I've never really had to like. It's always been nice, like. Just knowing like Nick's good for it, you know what I mean?
Well,
like,
it's easy when you know the person, right?
Yeah, especially with a big deal like that, where it's like you want someone that you know is gonna like actually like kind of do good by you. So it's like
I think it's hard because it's like I have to put myself in the shoes of the person like you guys, like who don't know what's going on, and like when something like goes wrong or like something isn't exactly like how I presented it up front. And like I've had people before think I was shady because I was like maybe like a fee was higher than what I originally thought it was going to be, right? And then they think it's shady, and I'm like, no, I promise you, like it's not.
It normally comes in.
This is how it works.
No,
like
I swear.
Especially when like most people don't know. Most people don't realize rates move. Like they don't know that like there could be a bad day in the market, and you might have been at 6% yesterday, but today you're at 6.25%. And then I show them that, and they're like, well, wait, you told me it was this. And it's like, well, like markets, like they move with the market, right? Like,
what is the typical like fluctuations with rates? Is there ever like huge jumps?
Yes, 100%. When we were in San Diego like 2 weeks ago, we had, because Iran, like the bombings and everything, and then oil prices spiked through the roof. And like, for example, like I was quoting a client at like 6% on, say it was like Wednesday, and then Monday when I got back I was quoting at 6.75%. Dude, yeah, that's like how bad it got.
You locked me at 5.99. What would it be now?
Right before.
You gotta brag about it.
Come on, now, dude, I got that 5.99.
I gotta disclaim this is not advertising myself. It's today. I mean, probably it's gotten better. You're probably like 6.25. I just have to. Yeah, I can't. Like, I have to be careful about like how I. Well, not like on this. Like, it's fine, but like.
6.25 though, about?
Yeah, probably 6.25, 6.375. But most people don't know that. And like, yeah, there are times like I've only ever seen it like 2 times in my 5-year career of like huge market swings like that. Normally it's like gradual. It's like day by day it like is kind of going up, inching, but like there's days, like when we were in San Diego, I remember I went on a run. And it was like 6 a.m, and I always get alerts like in the morning for the markets.
Is that why you said I ran?
Yeah, because I was running.
Now I'm confused.
I ran.
He was bombing on
but then
run.
I ran.
Did rates go up because you went on a run?
Yeah,
no.
Probably actually.
What's the highest you've ever seen?
Oh, dude, I've locked someone at 8% before. Yeah.
What? Like when was that?
October of 2023.
Steven, isn't that your rate?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, 8%. Back. Yeah.
Mine is pretty high, but
what
it's
is
not
yours
like
again?
crazy. It's like 6.4.
6.4.
Like that.
And honestly, relatively, that's not terribly high.
No, it's not terrible, but still, I don't remember off the top of my head. It might be a little higher than that too,
but yeah, I think 8% was the highest I ever did.
That's crazy.
That was October 2023
absurd.
when rates were like the peak of what most people have seen in their lifetime.
The bank is just making a payday on that.
Dude, the bank's honestly they're not making any. That's what most people also don't realize. Like, I could get way deep into the weeds. When I sell a 5%, sell a 5% rate, because like where markets are at, I don't make any more money on 8% if I sell you on that. Like I make the same amount of money.
You don't. You don't, like the bank does though, because that's the interest you're paying to the bank, right?
Yeah, but the bank's
making an extra 3%
again,
on a $500,000 loan or something.
But yes, but again, I could go into all the back end of it's like banks also follow where treasury bonds are going, like where or treasury yields are going. That's where they follow. So if treasury yields are more expensive, that means like you're not making again, I could go way too deep into
what's the definition
here.
of a treasury yield?
So like like there's treasuries like 2-year treasury, 5-year, 10-year,
20-year.
So these are basically bonds.
That pirates are like burying.
See,
they bury
see
it
this
for
is
20 years. Then
this is way beyond what I would ever teach anyone because it's way too. But anyways, I guess where I'm going.
Jack Sparrow 5 years ago.
Moral of the story is the bank doesn't make any more money at 3% because you also have to think like the cost of money too, right? Like
I believe you. That just doesn't sound right because it's like if the bank is giving you $500,000 to buy a house, and they say I'm going to charge you 5% interest, and in one hand, and then the other hand they say here's the same loan, but I'm going to charge you 8% interest.
But then why wouldn't banks always just charge 8%?
Well, no, I'm not saying I'm not saying they always would. I'm just saying like if the rates do go higher.
And you're saying they always charge 3%? Wait, what? I'm
so
lost,
dude. Again, I could. It's too deep, and it's too deep.
You still got like another hour.
Dude, so Guatemala was sick. Dude.
Yeah,
it was.
Actually, all right. Let's change the subject.
Yeah, let's change the
because
subject.
This is getting a little over my head. But
I'm just trying to give the bank more of my money. That's really why.
Honestly, just slide me $1,000.
Can you actually refinance me to an 8% loan?
Yeah. Well, the variance of the 3% just goes to my back pocket.
Well, you just gave another country some of your money because you were just in Guatemala.
Dude, yeah, it was
Talk
actually
about that trip.
It was actually pretty cheap. I didn't give them that much. There's no sales tax, dude. It was crazy. That was like the first thing we noticed is how much cheaper it is when you don't have to pay sales tax or tip. Like we'd go to dinner and it was like I don't know, like dirt cheap because
$3.
No, dude, like you figure $40 dinner, you know, it's like $5 in tax, like $20, $10 tip or whatever. Like almost.
What was the typical like a meal for two? What was the typical price? Just like basic meal.
We stayed at a place that was like pretty nice or whatever, and like every night you could eat there, and it was like a 3-course like dinner, like nothing super crazy, but like nice food, and it was like $25 each.
What?
Yeah, and that was for like appetizer, entree, dessert, and like we were getting drinks there for like $6 cocktails or whatever, you know. So it was like you could get for both of us to go out like a decent dinner, like $40 or something. So
that's not bad.
No, it wasn't bad at all.
It's like a breakfast burrito here is
dude,
$40.
No, seriously, like it was crazy. Like I don't know, and like you get like a steak with that, and it was like $25. But
yeah,
dude, no, it was a cool trip though. It was fun to go see it. It was
go back to day one when you were leaving. What airline did you fly?
So we flew. Dude, that's actually kind of funny. So we get to like the lounge in LAX, and it was like the One World Alliance lounge, and so you had to be at one of their airlines, and we flew like Avianca or whatever.
I've never heard of that.
Me neither, never. But so the lady's like, "What airline?" The lady at the thing's like, "What airline do you fly?" And I was like, "Avancia." She's like, "What?" I was like, "Avancia." She's like, "Huh?" And I like pointed to because it was on the sign. She's like, "Oh, like Avianca or something." I was like, "You knew what I was getting." They're like, "Come on."
I just wanted to hear you pronounce it.
But yeah, no. So we did. Let's see. We left Friday, like 7 a.m. Flew to LAX. Got to LAX at like 10. Had like a 4.5-hour layover.
Damn,
like
4.5 hours.
Dude, it was long, but so we ended up like going to this lounge. It was like we got like a day pass. It was super nice, but
how much are those passes like to go in all the lounges and stuff?
It depends.
I'm sure it changes, but like
it depends on the lounge. This one, so like with my credit card, you can get into some, but the one we were gonna go to was like full or something, and that would have been $35 each. But so like this was the only other one, and I think it was like $80 each.
That's not terrible for 4.5 hours.
Yeah, and like I took a shower
food,
there. Yeah, all the free food, free cocktails, free drinks.
You can take a shower.
Yeah, it was a shower there. They had like an outdoor sitting area that was super nice.
Sauna
Like,
and cold plunge?
no sauna, no, nothing like that. But like it was nice, and like it's just again like we were gonna be there for like 4.5 hours, so it's like. And I feel like when you're heading to vacation, it's like, you know, you kind of want to like start off on the right foot. So yeah, we did that, but it was like $80 a person. So, but yeah, good food, good drinks and stuff. And then, so we chilled there, and then did, I guess so Seattle to LAX was Alaska Airlines, and then LAX to Guatemala City was Ivanka. But
how long is that flight?
5 hours. 5 hours. You pretty much you literally go over like the entire country of Mexico, like top to bottom, pretty much. So
that's not bad.
But yeah, so we got in at like, I don't know, like 8 p.m. on Friday. Took like a 1 hour car ride. We were staying at a hostel in this town called Antigua. It's like an hour and a half. So they sent like a car and picked us up. But dude, so we got into the city, and that weekend it's a holiday because it was the Friday before Easter. What is that? What's that? There's a name for it.
Good Friday.
Oh,
Is
Good
that
Friday?
Good Friday? Yeah. So it's
no. Good Friday is
I
not.
don't know.
Oh, the Friday. Yes, sorry. Yes, Friday before Easter.
Yeah. But anyway, so I don't know. But it was like, so that weekend is like their biggest holiday, like in the whole country, and they like celebrate or whatever. So we're driving in and just crazy traffic. Like it's supposed to be an hour drive, like straight to the hotel, and stuck in traffic. We sat in the car for like probably 2 hours, not moving at all. Our driver, like, he was like, whatever, like, essentially, like, screw this. Got in, like, the oncoming traffic lane, like, drove, like, way up, and he, like, pulled off. He's like, you guys gotta go. It's as far as you get. So we got out. Like, I just had a backpack, but Brian had, like, a backpack and a suitcase. So we had to, like, wheel it in, like, probably a mile. But the roads are, like, dude, like, cobblestones. You can't actually, like, yeah, so I had to carry it. But anyways, we ended up getting, like, to the hostel, like, I don't know, maybe, like, 11 Friday night, which was not bad. And then just a small little hostel, and then spent the first couple days in Antigua, like did the sauna cold plunge first day, and then left from there. We did like an ATV thing, that was cool. And then from there we left and went and hiked that volcano that I was showing you guys videos
You're
of.
skipping over all this stuff pretty quick. What was the ATV thing?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, so I guess so. Day one, it was like, so Earth Lodge was like where we did like yoga. That was the sauna cold plunge thing, dude. It was literally like an oven. I showed you guys a video. It was just like a clay cave with a wood-fired oven in it.
Yeah.
And it was cool, but it was hot. Like, yeah.
How hot would you say? Like,
dude,
they didn't even have a thermometer or anything in there?
It had to have been like 190.
Okay.
It had to have been.
Pushing
like,
it.
Probably.
The dry sauna?
Yeah, they had water, so you could have like thrown it on, but it was way too hot. Like we couldn't have thrown any water on it. So
in there.
Yeah, no, it was way too hot. So we did that, and then that day, let's see, I feel like we did. Oh, we went to a coffee plantation thing. Did like a chocolate making class. It was like yeah, because I guess like in Guatemala they have like some cocoa plants or whatever, but it's like a big thing they do. So it was actually super cool. The guy was like super knowledgeable, and so we did like a little chocolate making class thing. Got like some coffee there or whatnot, but and then next day, so we did the ATV tour, and you like go up this volcano. There's like this touristy thing where you like make a pizza on the volcano. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so it was cool. But so we like ATV'd around. It was awesome. But to get to the volcano that we ATV'd up, you had to drive like 2 hours.
Yeah.
So we're like in this car with this guy driving, and we drive through this city, and it was like, welcome to whatever. I don't remember the name of the city. I was like, dude, it sounds so familiar. Like, I feel like I've heard of this city before. And then it kind of came back to me. I looked it up. If you go on like the Travel Advisory US website, it says like, don't travel like 1 to 4. Iran's like a 4. Guatemala's like a 3. Like, it's allegedly pretty dangerous. We never felt unsafe. But
yeah,
one of the things on there is like level 4. Like, don't go to like this neighborhood in Guatemala City for like any means. And then it was like, don't go to this city like for any reason.
Did they tell you why? Like,
it's like cartels,
because
it's like they border Mexico, so I think they have a lot of cartels, and then I think also like
it's probably like
gangs,
it flows
like
through.
MS-13, like I think there's a lot of gangs, but yeah, dude, it was like under no circumstances go to the city, and it was the city that we were like driving through. I was like, dude, like let's just keep going, like, not stop. But no, ATV just whipped that thing around. It's like 4 hours or something. We actually ended up getting lucky. It was like a private. It was like just us two, and then the guy, and so. That was cool. And then I think, what else did we do?
Did you guys share?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, so I drove pretty much the whole way there, and she whipped it back. But it was cool. Yeah, and it was like that was on. I'm pretty sure that was on Easter. We did that. That was on Sunday.
That's fun.
And so we like went through this little like village, and they were having like a big Easter parade. So that was cool. It was actually like cool to see like all the Easter holiday celebrations and stuff. So.
Did you see any Easter bunnies?
No bunnies. No bunnies. A lot of dogs, though.
They
do actually, like the tradition they like do or whatever is like in the streets they have like.
Sorry, can we pause? Do you guys want to? I'm gonna grab an apple. Or do you want one?
I'll take another one.
I'll take one.
No,
just take your mic off before you go up there. But yeah, you can keep going.
But yeah, no. So they have like they get all these like colorful like flower petals and like grass and stuff, and then like in the streets they make these huge like kind of murals out of these, and so that was cool to see. And then Yeah, dude. And then we left.
That was day 2.
That was day 2. And day 3 we left. And that's when we went to the volcano like hike. And dude, that was like
this is what I want to hear about. This sounds cool.
This is honestly probably the coolest thing I've ever done in my life. Like it like rivals right.
There's only 2 left, so you get a quick hike.
What is
okay?
What is the volcano called? Do you know?
Oh, dude. So the one, nice
Thanks, dude.
So the volcano that was like erupting, it was called like, they just call it like fuego, which is like just fire, obviously. Mm-hmm. So that was the name of the volcano. The name of the one that we hiked that was right next to it, I don't really remember exactly what it was called.
It's okay.
Even though Brandon told me probably 40 times, I still don't remember.
It's all right.
But yeah, dude, no, this was like one of the coolest things. But we got there. We took like a little shuttle bus, probably an hour and a half, got to like this guy's house. He was like the guy who owns like the tour guide thing. Mm-hmm. So we literally went to his house, like had some food and then got everything packed up. He gave us like the spiel, it's like a pretty hard hike, like be ready, here's all we need, whatever. You didn't have to like, it wasn't technical at all, it was just a hike. And then we drove another like half hour to this volcano and started hiking. And I think we hiked, to base camp, it was almost like 6 miles, like 4,000 feet. So it was pretty steep, but big group, probably like 5 guides, like 20 people hiking it. And so hiked all the way up, got to base camp. They had like just these little, they were kind of like shacks, right? Like they were little just like lean-tos that you sleep in.
Yeah.
It had a mattress and stuff, but it was like pretty rugged. Uh-huh. And then at that point you're at like 11,000 feet. And you can see you're like
Were you feeling the elevation up there?
Honestly, not really. Like I was fully expecting to, but I didn't really. Like we both did pretty good. We had been hiking like a good bit leading up to it to like try to prepare. But no, honestly, like I feel like neither of us really felt it too much. There was a couple people that got like super sick, dude. There was one guy that was just yarfing everywhere, dude. And he was from Colorado. I was like, how do you? I feel like you should be used to that.
He should be the guy.
Yeah, is he out of shape?
Not really. Yeah, I mean, he was like a normal looking guy. Like
that just goes to show. I mean, like elevation can get you.
Yeah, one girl had to like take an ATV down because like same thing. She got elevation sickness, like couldn't hike down. But yeah, no, I mean, it wasn't. I don't know. Like we were talking a little bit last night about it, but like it wasn't that hard of a hike. Like online, if you read about it, it'll say like hardest hike ever. Like it almost felt like Mount Si. You know what I mean? Like it's hard. It's not a
couple miles, good amount of vert.
Yeah, exactly. So, and honestly, the second part that I'll talk about like was probably harder because we got there. You get there at like 4 p.m., chill for a little bit, and you can see the volcano that like erupts. You're right next to it, but there's like a viewpoint where you like can go hike and be like on it essentially and be right next to like where it erupts, like the lava. But to do that, you literally have to go. It's like 2 peaks, right? So it's like this. And then you have to go down 1,000 feet, over like 100 feet or whatever, and then straight up 1,000 feet. Mm-hmm. So, dude, that was probably the hardest part, just because you're kind of already tired from the hike to instantly go like straight down and then straight up.
Did Brianne go with you on that one?
Mm-hmm. Yep, she did that.
Because I remember before you went, you said that she might have wanted to just stay, but that's cool that she went.
Yeah, because like I said, like reading online about it, it was like, hardest hike ever, yada yada. So we were both a little worried, like, it was gonna be like Mount Rainier equivalent. And, like, I remember being Mount Rainier, you get to the top, it's like I can't do anything. Yeah. Like I'm not doing another 2,000 feet or whatever. But like I said, we got there, felt completely fine, so we both did it. But so we do this straight down hike, straight up, and dude, you're like on this volcano, and at nighttime it gets dark, like it starts erupting, and it was honestly the coolest thing like I've ever seen. Probably.
Dang,
like,
that's crazy.
Yeah, because it's literally like lava, like I don't know, I've never seen.
How close lava to like the actual lava would you say?
Dude, probably like, I mean, less than a mile for sure. You're probably like from where we were standing to like the crater. Half a mile.
Could you feel it? Like, could you feel the heat?
No, because it wasn't like when you think of an eruption, right? You think of like tons of lava spewing out,
like oozing out.
Yeah, and it was like it was a lot. Don't get me wrong, but it wasn't like enough to like radiate heat or whatever. But it was still like so cool. So we sat like at that viewpoint for probably a good like hour and a half. Like got really dark, you can see it, whatever, and then. Hiked back, like did the straight down. The way back was the hardest part, like because you go straight down, and then at that point it's like 11 a.m. or 11 p.m. I guess, and you're coming like straight up into base camp, and it is like straight up, and that's when that guy started puking. And that's when like we had to stop like multiple times for people struggling. Like I was struggling, don't get me wrong, but like we had enough breaks where I wasn't like the limiting factor, you know what I mean? But yeah, dude, and then we got up, camped, woke up in the morning to go back down. Dude, the sunrise there too was like crazy. Like
that's sick.
Yeah.
That you guys camped out there. How were you able to sleep?
Yeah, dude, I slept really good actually, and like that was another thing. It's like it gets freezing cold, which it got really cold, but like I was totally comfortable, and like I said, like there was mattresses, like sleeping bags and stuff, so it wasn't like you weren't like roughing it too much. It was like definitely nicer than a tent too, you know. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was like exactly glamping, but yeah.
Are you in like the rainforest pretty much there, right? Like
yeah,
I don't know Guatemala.
I don't either.
yeah. I mean, it is. Like,
I mean, I think like Cancun, right? Like you're kind of in the rainforest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you are. It was like rainforesty. I mean, there was some parts obviously that were drier, and then like as you get higher up at the volcanoes, like it dries up a little bit. Yeah. But yeah, no, it was. We pretty much stayed like in the center of the country, and it was pretty like it felt like Cancun, honestly. But yeah, dude. So it was sick, and then so the sunrise was cool, and then we just kind of went down, had breakfast, hiked down.
What was for breakfast that day?
Do they like their beans? They always give you
do they?
Yeah, dude.
What kind?
They do like
the pinto.
It's like they're black beans, but they call them like black refried beans or whatever. But think of just like a bowl of black beans that is like mushed up halfway. You know what I mean? They're pretty good, but it's just beans. You know, eggs, beans, eggs. They ate a lot of papaya, like fruit, which
I like.
Papaya's alright. It's not my favorite, but yeah, a lot of fruit, a lot of eggs, a lot of beans.
What was the best thing you ate there, and what was the worst thing?
Dude, honestly, the best thing wasn't even something we ate, but we got sangria a couple times. Dude, I'm telling you, that was like the best sangria ever. I don't know what they did with it, but that was good, dude. Everywhere we went, we tried to get it, but
food-wise,
we had like a chicken kebab thing that was just obviously like chicken, peppers, onions, stuff like that. And the chicken was probably like the best chicken I've ever had in my life.
Was it actually chicken?
It was chicken.
Was it actually chicken?
I think so. I mean, maybe that's why it was the best attack because it wasn't chicken. But no, dude, that was super good. But also, that was like not like at an American restaurant, but it was at like, have you been to like the Yard House or something? You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Or like
what's the Yard House?
It's like a restaurant in Seattle, or there's like a couple there everywhere, but it's just like a sports bar. It kind of felt like we were in a sports bar a little bit, you know. So it wasn't like super authentic, but dude, there's like a market in Antigua, which is the first day we were in, and I went safe. Like when you buy the street food, you got to be like a little careful what you got. So like I got like elote, which is just like corn and stuff, right? You know, we're like walking around. Brianne's like, I want that, and it was like a carnita, so it's pork. It was like a pork taco, and it looked not good. But she wanted it, so I was like, I'm not gonna say anything. So she got it. She took one bite, and she's like, I don't know if I want. I was like, yeah, I don't know why you went with the pork taco. Like, instantly threw it away. But like, it was from like it was from like some dude in like a tent. Yeah, with like it was just like I don't
Did you see any like what was the most wild thing you saw like street food wise? Were they selling weird animals and stuff?
No, I think dude, it honestly felt a lot like Mexico. Like
I never really experienced Mexico though, so I don't even know.
Yeah, it was like that's like and I guess you guys obviously haven't been to Peru, but it reminded me a lot of Peru too. Like it's just pretty normal. Like the stuff they eat down there, like Peru's actually a little bit more exotic, but I don't think I really saw anything crazy. I'm trying to think of like. I don't know, like the meat at the street food things, like I stay away from. I don't get those, but
it's probably smart.
Yeah, like
dude, when I'm in Cabo and you see like a street taco place, dude, you're getting those. They're so good.
Yeah, that's different.
I feel like
they're so
that's
good.
Different. Like getting some steak carnitas tacos or something in Mexico. I feel like you're pretty good.
I'm trying to think of what it's like.
When we were in Costa Rica, they had stuff like that, and we never got anything on the street. Unless, like you said, like you can get something like that is probably good for it, like corn or something.
Exactly.
But
when did you go to Costa Rica?
We went for a honeymoon.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that was fun. That was a good time.
What year did you guys get married again?
2023.
2023.
So coming up on 3 years. Costa Rica's cool. I would do it. If I was going to do it again, I'd do like an Airbnb because we did like a resort and it was all inclusive. And all inclusive has its pros and cons, right? But
it gets old.
Yeah, if I was to do it again, I think it'd be fun to like actually like because we didn't really go explore much because when you're doing all inclusive, like the whole goal is to stay there and get all the food, get all the drinks.
Yeah.
But it was cool. I liked it there. Everyone's like super friendly. I thought like not like people aren't friendly in other countries, but I thought it was like I felt, and I also felt like super safe. Like I didn't feel like we walked around. What was the town? It's like a famous surfing town. I don't remember, but like we walked around all day, and I never felt like weird about it. Everyone's super nice. Like
Cool.
you walk on the beach, and like people come try to sell you stuff, but they're like super cool about it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty well traveled. Like I think a lot of people travel.
When we were in Guatemala, my parents were actually in Costa Rica at the same time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were just down there, and they said the same thing. Like they loved it. But,
It was cool. I would definitely go back.
Yeah. So they did, I think, like 2 halves. Like the first half of their trip, they did like hotel or like Airbnb and like did the exploring stuff, and then like the last 3 days was all inclusive, which is probably, like you said, like the way to go. Because
Yeah.
if you do the all inclusive, like like you said, like you don't want to leave because then you're like missing out on what you paid for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then you kind of run out of things to do, right? Like there's only so many like times you want to go in the swim up bar and just sit there all day.
I could have stayed there that whole time we were in Cancun. I could have stayed right in that pool, to be honest.
I feel like it's fun, but like when it's only like, not saying this in a bad way, but when it's only you and your wife, like if you're with a bunch of friends, and
Riley
probably
and I
being
would have
at
a great time.
being at the swim up bar for
me and
hours
Brandon
would be
also
great.
had a great
But it was fun. It was a good time.
Yeah, you can't just like pound tequila shots, like or,
Well, you can. It's just
you could. You definitely could. But no, I liked it. It was super cool. Dude, they have these like, they're like monkey mixed with raccoon. Like,
what'd you call me?
They're like these monkeys mixed with a raccoon, dude. It's
what
insane.
Are they called?
I don't know, but
Wait.
they come and steal. So if you leave your
A
food,
raccoon.
You ate this?
No. When you leave, if you leave your food, dude. Like one time, I like go to walk back to my chair, and it's like eating my pizza, and I go, dude, get out of here. But yeah, it was.
You gotta be careful,
Dude. When we were on the cruise, I forget what it was, either like Puerto Rico or St. Kitts. I can't remember where it was, but they had the little baby monkeys with like the diapers on them, and they were coming around like setting them on everyone, trying to get money off of you for you to like take a picture with them.
Yeah.
And this dude came up. I did not like it at all, but this dude came up and just set it on my head, and he's still trying to get money out of us. And we're like, no, we're not. We don't have any cash on us, or we're not going to pay you for it. And he's like, oh, why don't you just take a picture? But Riley took a picture of me, and I'm like trying to smile, but also fucking hating it. Just the monkey sitting on there.
A monkey in a diaper on your head.
Yeah, it was like a monkey like this big.
Why do they put them in diapers?
So it doesn't
poop
shit
on you.
Yeah. But
dude, I got shit on in Guatemala. Bird shit on me. That was the first time it's happened to me in, I think, my whole life. We were like walking. I was like,
happened to
what?
me
I thought
before.
someone spit on me. I looked back. It was right in the middle of my calf. I was like, dude, that's bird shit.
well, okay, so day 3 was hiking up, seeing the volcano. Day 4, you woke up that morning, had the breakfast, and then what?
Well, dude, so this is kind of where, this is probably the only thing, if we could go back, we could change. It's because we're talking about like all-inclusive resorts, right? We didn't do any of those, but after the hike, like we knew we were going to be a little worn out, like, so we wanted to get like a nice place. So it was like the one splurge we did. We stayed at this like, it was like a resort kinda, but it was like small. Like you got like a bungalow essentially, and there was only 5 of them at the whole place. So it was like super small, and that's where we got like the dinners and stuff. But dude, so nice. Like outdoor shower, like whole outdoor bathroom, like obviously private
We're
bungalow.
showering outside.
Outside, dude.
Just
naked outside.
Wait, really?
Yeah, dude. Well, it was like, I mean, it was encompassed. Like, don't get me, like you were surrounded by things, but it was outside. But and so like
Ian's like, look
again,
over
like,
here.
and like when we in Antigua, the first place we stayed was like a hostel, so like shared bathroom, really small room, and then we went straight to like the glamping thing. And so like we got here, and it felt like, I mean, it was super nice, but it felt just like super luxury. And yeah, it was super private. Cause like I said, only 5 places. Like that's where you could just like go on the lake. Because at this point we were like on the lake, and it's like the second most popular place.
Yeah.
But yeah, you could just like go down to the lake. You sit there. You get your drink, chill. It was awesome. But where we messed up is after that. So we were there for 2 nights, and then we went to a hostel on the lake, and the hostel was like same like glamping. It was more glamping. It was like an actual like room, but it was and but it was a social hostel, and dude, so there was like 150 people at any given time, and there was only like one, like if you weren't in your room, there was only like one place you could be. That's where everyone was. And so it was like, by that point, we went from like so private, so secluded, like so nice, instantly into this. And it was like, so what we should have done is we should have done the hostel first, then like finished at the like nice resort, because we got to the hostel and we were both just like, did not want to be there at all. Like the socializing's fine, but like just again, like going from having like your own space, your own bathroom, your own everything, to having to share, like, you know, you had to take a shower. There's like one shower area that had like 9 shower stalls or whatever, so you have to like 200 people. Yeah, literally. And like the bathrooms, like the toilets were like composting, like, you know what I mean, like not flushing, like there was nothing flush, like you just essentially shit in like a hole in the ground, you know what I mean? So it was, I mean, we ended up liking it, like it grew on us, but definitely we should have done that backwards. But anyway, so done with the hike, go to the treehouse cabana place, super cool. But when you get there to this lake, like you get dropped off in like the main city, and then all these cities are just scattered around the lake, but you can't drive to them, and so they have like essentially like boat taxis, right? So like you get dropped off at the main city, and then you get on like a boat, and they charge you, it's like $3, and then they go drive you wherever you need to be, which is really cool. But dude, at the end of the day, boats have been going all day. It's been windy, whatever, so it gets super choppy, right? Yeah. And these boats, dude, they just set it in like 1 speed and go. And so you're sitting there and just do, and it's like nonstop, like horrible. It's like the seats are like plastic, like so uncomfortable. But so we got to the cabana place, like. And then when we were there, dude, we didn't really leave just because, you know, like he's talking about all inclusive, like, you know, you paid for the nice spot, like you don't really want to leave. And so we explored a couple of different towns, but for the most part, just chilled there, like got our drinks and stuff. And then we were there for 2 days, and then after that, that's when we went to the hostel. But throughout those like 4 days, we were like on just the same lake the whole time, and like I said, there's just towns scattered over like all around. So you literally grab a flag, like you flag down a boat, they drive over, they pick you up, and then you tell them like, hey, I want to go to this city. They go drop you off, and then you kind of like walk around and explore. It's kind of, that was the cooler part of the trip. Probably, obviously, like the volcano was cool, but the city we were in, Antigua, like it was cool to be there, but there wasn't much to do. Whereas like on the lake, like there was so much to do, like, and that's where you kind of got to see more of like, I guess like the local like life, because all these villages are a little smaller, like. Still touristy, but less so. Like, but yeah, dude, it was cool. Yeah, that's where we kind of like explored. We got all our souvenirs, got like coffee and stuff. And, it was sick, dude. Nice. But the boats were brutal. Dude, I'm telling you, it's like going on Lake Taps and just brutal.
Just choppy as shit.
Yeah, horrible.
What's your next trip that you plan, or do you not have one planned?
Like international, or just I go to Colorado tomorrow.
Or
Tuesday.
Well, Tuesday. Like for vacation or?
Nah, well, kind of, yeah. It's like a work team building. Like we do a team building thing every year, so I'm flying out Tuesday. Get back Thursday. It feels like Monday because I did some work this morning. But so Tuesday. But no, I think international trip. I think we're kind of chilling out for a little while until.
Well, you were talking about for your wedding. You want to do like Spain or Ireland?
Yeah, I think we're we did some more like planning this morning, and I'm pretty sure Ireland is like for sure. Like I think we found the venue it's gonna end up being. So
that's sweet.
How many people like do you think you can even have?
So I think
like will it be small or big?
It's gonna be smaller for sure. So this one is nice, and the reason we're gonna go with this one probably is because everyone can stay like on the grounds essentially. So it's like a castle, right? But they, you know, it's a hotel just at that, like, you know, you can obviously reserve a room. It's super cool. But then like a lot of the places, like, you know, they'd be like, okay, we have like 7 rooms, so you could fit like 14 people, and then like everyone else after that has to like find a hotel or whatever. Whereas here it's like, you know, like we have one wing that's for you guys to fit up to whatever, and then, you know, we can fit up to an additional like 80 people, which we won't have 80 people. I think right now we probably would bank. We're planning right now to like on having between 50 and 60, probably.
Do we join virtually or? Like
yeah, I was doing.
Dude, come on, dude, you're going to it.
Yeah, no, but so I think that's planned. Like I said, I think we figured out which one we're gonna do. It's just a matter of like actually booking it and like getting the deposit put down, like reserved and whatnot. So
That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, it's technically Northern Ireland.
Are you gonna allow kids?
Casey's not coming.
Actually, though, are you gonna allow kids?
I mean, probably. Like, obviously, if you want to bring Casey, like, yeah. I don't think we're gonna be like firm no kids.
I mean, some people are.
Because I think
like,
some people are very like no kids at all.
Which, dude, I'm just like, when people do that, I'm like,
I don't like it.
I don't like it either. I'm like, so you're expecting people like just because you don't have kids, like you're saying,
Right.
like I get it. It's like sometimes they're like, you know, we want it to be like less distraction, blah blah blah. But it's like, yeah, but now you just cut out a bunch of people that like now they have to try to find childcare or.
Riley and I were talking about for ours, we want all of our friends' kids to be in the wedding. We want them to be like the ring bearers and the flower girls and stuff. Just we want like a horde of everyone's kids like coming down, like being
Casey
the flower.
Gonna be a flower
Casey's
girl.
gonna be a flower girl.
Dude, put Casey and Bear in a little wagon, have Boone pull them down or something. That would be so sick.
Yeah, that would be cool.
It's just entertaining having kids there. I don't have an issue with it.
See, I think though, like when you do the smaller wedding, like again, like we're doing 50 to 60, like it becomes less of a problem just because I feel like you know everyone so much more, and like both people know everyone so much more. Like I don't know, if you have like 200 people, 300 people at a wedding, like you still know everyone, but there's some people that you're closer with than others, and like I feel like there's probably some people that if they did bring like their screaming baby, it'd be like, that's annoying, and that's probably why they say no kids. Whereas like 50, 60 people, like again, like if you bring Casey,
tell Casey to scream.
Dude, I'm right there with you.
But he doesn't stop crying.
I'm right there with you, but I think Riley wants a big wedding.
Really?
But I would much rather have just like our tight knit group of people that we really care about.
I have to say, it is kind of fun having a bigger wedding, like because like I got to invite people I don't see like that often, like you know, like McCrae, Joey, like I never see those guys, or like Sky Connor, never see them. Like I thought that was fun to see everyone. It kind of felt like a big party at the end. Which is true, I mean, always to each your own, right? Because then now you got to think you're paying per head, right?
Yeah.
So,
well, and with the destination wedding, like you can't expect. I couldn't expect 200 people to fly to Ireland, right? Like, and like the 50 people that we are going to invite, like, are close enough to where they probably will. Whereas again, like you invite 200 people. Most of those people, like maybe not most, but a lot of them are gonna just be like, I'm not spending $5,000 to go to eat or whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
wait, $5,000 bucks?
I mean,
that was just that was just the wedding gift.
Oh, shit.
I hope I'm invited.
No, that'll be fun.
I would be down to go to that.
Well, definitely. Obviously, we're actually just talking about that last night, Jordan and I. Because we were like, because I was like, do you think we'd bring Casey? And she was like, yeah, why wouldn't we? And I go, oh, it's like, I was like, I don't know. I didn't know if you thought it might have been just like our trip or.
Yeah, it does. The smaller thing, like, it'd be a good reason to like just be like a vacation. But
yeah,
the smaller thing though, it does get hard though, because obviously you have to make cuts. Like again, like my buddies here, it's probably just gonna be like you two and Zaylin. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's Colorado. Fun. I'm gonna invite like those 5 guys, and like that's probably gonna be it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's not gonna be like a big. I can't invite everyone because again, like those kinds of trips like just get expensive. So how many people are you guys like actually thinking it's gonna end up being?
For me and Riley,
your wedding?
We haven't really done any planning at all yet, but I can foresee it being a lot of people.
Yeah,
like from just how Riley's been talking about it and stuff, I can see her wanting to have.
Well, so I think my backyard fits max 300.
I think I'll have. And he charges 75 a head.
Yeah, 75 a head.
I think I'll have 7. What are they called?
Bridesmaids.
I think I'll have 7 bridesmaids.
Switch it up.
I think if I'm thinking right, I counted when I was naming off the people with Riley. I think it's 7.
Yeah.
You two are both.
Are you going to announce the 7? When are you going to announce the 7?
I'll let you know.
Who gets them?
The Magnificent. What's that movie? The Magnificent. Dude, we should do that.
The ridiculous.
If it is 7 of us, we should do like all mount up on horses.
Dude, you know what we should do for like the walk-in? Have you seen the video of the UEFA Champions League?
Dude, that actually would be sick.
That would be kind of cool.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Or it's like I've seen one where they have clips of them like it seems like they're all hungover and like sprinting in last minute, like getting dressed and stuff. It has them like videos of them running down the street like with their shirt off and like throwing it on real quick, and then they all come stumbling into the room. It's obviously they're not doing it right then and there, but and then they all come stumbling in and like just make it on time. That's how they make it look.
That'd be sweet.
That would be funny too.
I feel like the destination wedding too is like, I don't know. It's kind of cool because then it like gives people an excuse to like go on a vacation. Like when we went to Peyton's wedding, it was like we probably weren't gonna go to Cancun anytime soon, so it was just like an excuse to be like.
I almost forgot that we were there for the wedding until the day of the wedding. We were just there, like.
It did just feel like a vacation, but
I had such
yeah,
FOMO when I wasn't there.
Dude, yeah.
But yeah, like, so like you said, like just leave Casey or whatever. Like you and Jordan, it's just like. We're forcing you guys to get.
That'd be fun. That'd be fun to have him like experience something like that. Like especially that. I mean, honestly though, like that young, he's probably not going to remember. But I don't know. I've never been to Ireland, but I could imagine it's somewhat safe.
Yeah.
I think we should see if you can book Conor McGregor to come give a speech.
Yeah. Yo, Conor.
Who the fuck are these guys?
Give Casey his first Guinness.
His first Guinness.
Dude, we should. Yeah. You should have it like catered by like proper 12.
Dude, I
should go to his bar.
Guinness, I think, is like all they drink over there. Like,
oh, I bet. Yeah. Or Heineken. Is Heineken? Is that?
I don't know. I think Heineken is like it's more Europe, which they do, but like.
Is Heineken like German?
Maybe it is German. It's one of those.
I don't know.
That's another age guy.
All right, I gotta take a pee.
Go for it.
Bring the mic up.
Yeah, you should bring the mic.
Oh, that feels good.
But yeah, dude. No, so I guess to wrap up while Nick's gone, it was a sick trip. Yeah. But dude, by then we were.
How many days total again? Was it
Friday to Sunday? So 9. But dude, by the end we were ready to. Like when we went to Norway, we were talking like, man, like we were good the whole time. Like we probably could have stayed a couple extra days. This trip, like we could have left earlier. We were ready.
9 days. Quite a bit of time. Dude.
Well, and I think the difference is like we were moving around so much that you were just constantly living out of like the backpack and stuff. Mm-hmm. So it was like hard to
really, like settle in,
relax. Yeah. So I think that was just exhausting.
2 days that you were at that one place.
Yeah. Exactly. But no, it was a cool trip. It was a cool experience. I dusted off the Spanish a little bit. So yeah. Dude, Brienne took 2 classes, like 2 Spanish classes. They're 4 hours each, or 3, I think. But she picked it up pretty quick.
Really?
Yeah, there was actually a few times where, because I can like speak okay, but like understanding people is hard for me.
Yeah.
And there was a few times.
so fast.
Dude, yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's just their normal language.
Yeah.
So they probably think the same listening to us.
Yeah. Well, I think that's what gets me in trouble a little bit, because I'll like, again, I can talk like okay, and so they hear that and then think I can like understand it okay, and they start ripping it.
Yo.
Yeah, I'm like, chill. But yeah, dude, there was a few times where she was like, I think he's saying this. I was like, shit, I think it is. That actually helped out.
As long as like I would need a refresher just for like simple things like where is this, or like I want this, or food, or just asking random like basic questions just to get around.
But dude, no, it was a good trip. Are you guys doing anything like? You guys got any trips coming up or anything like that? Or?
No, because Riley's been so busy with school.
That's right. She's almost done, right?
Yeah, she's getting close to being done. She'll be done. She doesn't have a set date yet, but it should be mid to late June. She has a couple makeup days that she has to do, so we'll see. It should be before July. Yeah, it should be before July, but then even after that, she's got like almost every weekend throughout August, September booked out because she's doing hair and makeup for other people's weddings and whatnot, which is partly why like we're not rushing into wedding planning or anything so fast, because she hasn't really had time to even like take inventory on herself. She's just been go for the last almost over a year now. But yeah.
How many kids were there?
So like 10.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's a bunch of kids. It's probably going to be so though.
Well, when are you guys planning on having your wedding? You said like next year?
She would love to have it like August next year. So just like a couple months after you guys. But yeah, who knows? We have played with the idea of like going in and actually just like getting legally married. Just beforehand, just doing that, and then still having a wedding later on.
Get the insurance going.
Not literally, yeah. Like just so we get all the benefits and stuff, and just get that stuff out of the way. Because at the end of the day, we're still gonna have to do that at some point. Like go and do all the paperwork and all that stuff. So we just kind of wanted to do that. I don't know if we're actually gonna do that or not. We just talked about it, but yeah.
You could also move this inside. This is too loud.
No, it's fine.
I don't know.
And I think this can cut out like that.
Pretty sure. I don't know. I haven't played around with it too much. I'm sure it'll be all right.
Yeah, I think we're actually gonna do the same thing, like because you can't like technically get married in Ireland, so you'd have to like get married here, just do the ceremony there.
Yeah.
But I think what we might do is if we lock down like June 10th of this year, we might go in like this year on June 10th.
That's what
legally married a year in advance. That way, because it's like the same anniversary. You know what I mean? So,
Riley and I were talking about that same exact thing.
So we'll probably end up doing that just to keep it easy. But
yeah. And it seems super easy. I looked it up. All you have to do is like just fill out an application and set a time to go in.
To get married?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you fill out like one form.
Yeah.
And then you go into
go in there.
And you go to the county auditor's office and file it, and then like 3 days later
they give you the.
I think
what
it
is
will
like
actually.
a
I think it's
license. Is that what it's called?
something like
Or
that.
Certificate.
And I think
Yeah,
once you file it, I think they actually like it's like to a couple weeks maybe until like if I remember correctly, I could be totally wrong in thinking this. There's like a contestation period where it's like basically like your last chance.
Are you sure?
Are you sure? I don't know. I could be wrong. I thought there was some like I thought there was like some waiting period. I thought there was like some waiting period, but maybe I could be totally wrong.
Nick, this chair's destroyed now.
Oh, dude, yeah, it's nuts.
You owe me a new chair.
I'll buy you
No,
a new chair.
these are so. I think we got these on Amazon for like $100 total.
Anyone want a new trophy pouch?
Oh, Christ. Let's talk about that 50-miler last week.
Oh, dude, yeah, I forgot you guys did do that.
Hang
You
on,
did
hang
that.
on.
You did a
Nick,
third
you
of it.
can go ahead and start talking about it. I gotta pee too, but
Okay.
yeah, we do need to talk about
Talk about it from your perspective, Nick. Because you did the last 17 miles.
Yeah, that was hard. I feel like
Because it's 9 laps, and you did the last 3.
I did the last 3.
So the last third
yeah.
of it, yeah.
So when he came in, and we started running, like when I first started running, like he was running at a very manageable pace. That I was like, I could definitely keep this up for a long time.
Yeah, like
And like the first loop that you do is the easiest one, and I was like, dude, this is gonna be cake.
Yeah.
And so we did the first loop, came back. I didn't even like really refuel or anything because I felt like nothing. Like I literally felt nothing. So like I think I had like a cracker and maybe like some juice or something. And then we went back out to the next loop, which is a little bit longer, maybe a little bit more challenging, kind of, because there's a few like definitely like a few good little hikes.
Yeah. Because that's the one where you almost like go up onto the ridge.
Yeah,
right?
you're going up the ridge. You're basically like going out, going up, down, and around.
Because so that's there was that part was definitely a little bit of a hike.
That was
run up that.
Yeah, you couldn't run up it, and like Steven at that point was not like. I mean, not saying he wasn't doing good, but I could tell like he was definitely slowing down.
Yeah.
And so that was where like for me.
Tell me I'm slowing down.
What? No. You weren't here. You got to hear the context behind this.
Steven was sucking.
Dude, I was so slow.
When Nick jumped in with me, that I was hurting pretty good. I was at what, like
that's what
35 miles.
You were at like
when you jumped in.
Yeah, like 35, and then I think it was like mile 42 or 43, or no, it was sooner. It was like 40. Was when you were like kind of because remember I had my water pack and you kept drinking off of it. And
Dude, I was
made
pounding.
Nick carry all your water.
Dude,
it was
I was
fine.
getting
Honestly,
so
I
thirsty.
didn't need it.
Shit.
Yeah, it was like kind of warm. It was kind of like this. It was like cloudy but warm.
But hot. Well, over there,
Dude, and it
Yeah.
started. I don't know. It probably was just because I had been running all day, but I was getting super hot. It felt like my head was in a microwave. Like,
Yeah, it was warm. It was
I
definitely warm.
kept pounding your
Yeah, you
water. I was
pounded all
stopping
my
like
water.
every 2 minutes. I was like, hey, can I have more of your water?
But anyways, we were running pretty slow at that point.
This
Like
is
we
on
were
the
running
second
like
lap.
we were running like 15-minute miles.
Yeah, we're in what, past mile 40 at this point.
You're like mile 40, 41. I'm probably mile like 8 or 9.
Yeah, you're like,
So I'm
speed
feeling,
up.
dude, I was feeling
Oh,
great. Like
dude.
I was right on your heels,
Yeah.
and I was feeling great. And like, dude, we got back. I think it would have been mile like 10 or 11, and I felt amazing. Like, I
After the
felt
second lap,
after the
like,
second,
still
yeah,
felt good.
like,
Like,
I
I
still
had-
felt amazing.
I had like 7 more to go.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
last loop.
And dude, even as like we were going back out, I was literally as we were running, I was FaceTiming Jordan. Like I was having a full on conversation.
Yeah.
Felt amazing.
I'm sure you love that, Steven.
And dude, like
No, it's fine.
45 miles.
No, it was
Listen
fine.
to it.
It was
I'm feeling amazing.
It was
Do the
right
dishes when I get home.
because he did it right when we were like coming out of the aid station. There was a bunch of people there, and it was already like noisy and stuff. And we were just jogging next to each other. It wasn't a big deal.
Dude, and literally like mile 13 hit, and you sped up, and like I was like looking at my watch, and we were like clocking like 840s.
Really?
I just hit a second wind. I don't know why. I just picked it up.
He was
like
mobbing,
the last bit.
And then like mile 13 hit, and that was when my body, like, it was weird. It like flipped the switch, and I just was dead.
Just
I
turned
was
off.
so tired.
Beyond that was the furthest you've ever ran.
Beyond that, yeah, 13
half marathon is the furthest.
That's the furthest I've ever gone. Yeah, so like beyond 13, like my body literally was like, what the heck is going on, dude? And I could just see, like, because like that last loop, like you're starting up on top of the hill and you're going down, and then you're going across the river and then back up. Yeah. So like I'm up at the top, and I can see Steven just getting farther and farther away. And like to a point I can't even see him anymore. Really? Yeah, and I was like, I'm like, there's no, I'm not even gonna try. And
you left him?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Dude, I was ready to get it done, and like for whatever reason, I think because my stomach kind of took a turn on me. I don't know if you already said this, but like right when Nick was going to jump in,
I didn't.
I pounded like 4 cups of Coca-Cola, and they were probably like 4 or 5 ounce cups. So it was like 20 ounces just sitting in my gut. And I was like, dude, I'm going to throw all this up right now. Nick had been running with me for literally a minute and a half.
200 yards.
Dude, and I go, hold up, I'm going to throw up. And I just puked all of it up. And I was like, oh, I feel great now. And I felt perfectly fine.
When he started doing that, I was like, oh, I'm going to be good. We'll be fine.
Yeah.
We're going to be running slow.
Yeah. So that happened, and after that, just because I threw up, I still kind of felt a little nauseous, so I wasn't able to eat as much as I had been throughout the run. So my energy levels started going down a little bit. But then towards the end, like going into the final loop, I was able to eat like some pretzels, and I got one of the BPN Go gels down. So once all that, like all those carbs just kicked in, I think that's what gave me the little boost, because out of nowhere, it just was like a flip of a switch, and I felt like I had energy. So I just picked it up, and I was like, Nick, I'm just ready to get this done.
I was like hoping he was going to slow down, because I'm like, because when I was keeping up with him at that pace, I'm like, dude, there's no way I can keep doing this. And then he just started getting farther and farther away. But that was fun. And then like what was nice for me is like when we were down by the river, and
I went and dipped my head in the river.
Yeah, you were saying that. I should have done that. That would have felt so good.
And I had my buff, and I dunked it in there. The water was so cold, it felt nice.
Yeah, there was this lady behind me that like actually like kind of helped, like, because she was moving pretty slow, but like she would kind of pick up speed here and there, and like I could feel it behind me. So I was like, okay, I would stop for a little bit, like put my head between my knees, and then I like would hear her start coming behind me. I'm like, okay, I got to go again, and then I'd do that again. Like I did that like 6 or 7 times.
Yeah. But how'd that little climb out of there go for you? Because that was steep.
Dude, that was so.
It wasn't super long, but it was like straight up.
That was like
I remember that beat.
It's like
mentally, because I remember being mentally hard. You don't know where
to long switchbacks.
Yeah.
And they're just like straight up.
I kind of got a little sketched out, because I'm like, dude, like I feel like I'm gonna pass out right now, and there's a straight cliff right here, and I'm gonna fall out.
Yeah,
but it was cool. I mean, honestly, like that was the first time I feel like ever in my life that I've like been pushed to that point of like physical exhaustion. Like usually, like, you know, when I've been pushed to that point of physical exhaustion, it's been like, you know, you're doing sprints and stuff, so you recover a little bit faster, right? So it's like you run 100-meter sprint, you're dead tired, but it takes you about 2 minutes, and now you feel good again. Yeah. Dude, we're there. It's like I was going, and I'd stop, and I couldn't.
It's a slow burn.
Yeah, I couldn't get that like fire back where I'm like, okay, I feel good again. It's like I was telling Chris this yesterday when we were running. I was like, dude, like I literally run like 10 steps, and my heart rate would jump right back to like 185, and then it would go back down to like 160, and then I'd do it again, and I'd be flat. Like it's not like I'm going uphill or anything.
That's probably not good.
I'd do it again, dude. It would shoot right back up.
That's where the fueling and hydration come into play there, because once you start noticing that happening, it's like you're either behind on hydrating or fueling, or you're just not fully conditioned for that distance, or like
it's definitely all three.
So, what happened? Honestly, you weren't really eating. I don't know if I told you to while we were running, but you definitely weren't eating enough.
Well, you did tell me a little on the last one. You're like, because you gave me those like you gave me something. You're like, hey, you need to eat those, and I didn't. Because, dude, I had no appetite. I couldn't eat. I was like,
Dude, yeah, but
I had a goo and I took like one little bite
I
of
think
it,
that's right. Yeah,
and I couldn't. It was disgusting.
I think that's right. Yeah, because I do remember because I was starting to struggle a little bit, and then I forced myself to eat that gel and stuff, and I started feeling good. And I remember telling you, I was like, dude, you need to eat, because I knew we were coming up on the point where you're about to go past the furthest you've ever ran. And so I was like, I knew that was kind of gonna happen for you. You were gonna get to like 14.
Why didn't you tell me that? You're about to break
Because,
down.
dude, you just gotta experience it, and then you learned from it. But yeah, I knew around like 14, 15, you were gonna be like, okay, this is a lot right now.
Yeah, that was hard.
But I'm glad you grinded it out and got it done, dude. Like, it was super pretty. At least I thought I liked that course. I thought it was fun. It was really cool.
It was cool.
And I don't know.
It was kind of like a little comical at the end because I didn't sign up for the race, right? And dude, as I'm running towards the end, like the guy has the medal ready to go, and I'm like, dude, I didn't even sign up.
You should have just a lone pacer.
I took a hard left where like you could go back to the aid station because I'm like, dude,
you should have.
I'm not taking the medal.
You should have got.
You had it like ready to go. They're like taking pictures. I'm like, dude, I didn't even sign up.
Yeah. And then you and my mom both were like kind of cramping up after
Did your mom do it?
My mom did the 25K, so she was done earlier in the day, and I came in on one of my loops, and she was like leaning on one of my Rubbermaids that I had there with all my stuff in it that I needed, and she was like in full body cramps, and I was like, Mom, I gotta get in here, and I kind of just yeeted it open. She was like yelling, rolling around because like everything was cramping up. But yeah, afterwards, because like, dude, I don't know if I'm gonna throw up or what.
Dude,
you walked away for a second too.
I literally could not, like, my stomach hurt so bad, and then I ate like half of a pretzel and just instantly felt like I had to throw up. And I went behind, I don't remember whose truck was right there, but I went behind their truck and just sat like with my head between my legs, because it literally felt like I was going to throw up. But what was kind of sketching me out on the last, like, it was probably the last like mile, was every time I would step, my every time I would step, my like Achilles would cramp, but I didn't know your Achilles could cramp. So it felt
isn't it a tendon?
Like, dude, I literally thought like it was right here. It was on my left leg, but it was right here. And every time I took a step, my toes would curl. And dude, like I thought, like
you should probably get that checked.
I literally thought I was about like, is my Achilles about to burst or something? Because every step my toes would curl up, and then my left calf would cramp a little bit.
If you want, it's up to you guys.
You guys want to move?
I'm good outside, but it's up to you.
I feel like get out here. Do you want to move inside?
I'm getting hot.
Are you?
Yeah, kind of.
Do you want to move it inside? All right.
Yeah,
move inside. I probably got about like, because we're going to my parents too.
Yeah,
I've probably got like 10.
We're getting close. Left. We're making a little pivot.
We got 40 minutes
to the inside. Should we go? Should we go upstairs or stay down?
Yeah, we go upstairs.
I got your hat.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. Yeah. Get a quick little tour of Ian's house. It's a little mid-podcast break. Making our way upstairs.
We finally got a vacuum, dude. That was a big purchase. The first 3 weeks with no vacuum was brutal.
Yeah, thank you. Here, scoot this back.
Oh, way cooler.
Yeah, dude, I was starting to get super hot.
Jordan. Pretty good. I was getting hot.
You think we all can fit in that?
Oh, yeah, we can.
Yeah. I'm not going to edit this out of I'm just going to leave it. All right, we're back. Nick's Achilles was cramping, I think.
And my toes were curling up.
Nick was in bad shape.
Dude, that was a grind. That was like definitely the hardest thing I've ever done. By far. Everyone who runs 1 million miles a week is like, oh, that was easy. I was like, I was like, holy crap, I cannot believe that you guys ran 50 miles, because I don't think anyone could have paid me money, nor would my body been able to do it. Go back and do that 2 more times. Yeah. There's just no way.
Yeah.
Are you going to run the full Leavenworth then? Now that you've done 17 miles?
I think my next one's a marathon.
Yeah, because if you can do that, you can run a marathon.
Do you think you would do the Leavenworth one in October, or would you try to find a different one?
Dude, honestly, I thought trail running was way more fun than road running.
I agree with that. I like trail running a lot more than road running.
And it didn't feel like there was a ton of, like, I mean, there was elevation at the end, but, like, most of it I felt like was relatively flat. So
yeah,
it seemed like it was pretty doable.
I will say, though, that was probably on the easier scale of, like, elevation gain for a trail run. If you sign up for any other ones, like, kind of around where we are, there's always way more climbing.
Yeah.
Dude, the Mountain Dam one says elevation loss.
Yeah, because it drops all the way down.
Straight down.
I love that.
I've never seen that, though. Elevation loss.
Dude, I
did
the Cascade Express half marathon last year, and that starts at Hayek, like the Snoqualmie Tunnel, and then it just drops down the whole time. It was a net loss. There was no gain in it. Yeah.
That's kind of nice, actually.
Yeah.
Wait, so you got third in that race, though?
I ended up getting third.
Is that like your best finish?
That is, actually, out of like any of the ultras I've done.
Yeah.
Which, like, I was happy with it and excited about it, but at the end of the day, there was only like 50 people that did it, so it's not that amazing. But I'll take it.
And that's a fast 50 miles, though.
Yeah.
What was your time?
9 hours and 20 minutes.
And what was the first place's time?
8 hours and 25 minutes.
That's crazy. She kind of smoked you by an hour.
It was she.
Oh, she's
female. Yeah, she crushed it. Yeah. But I had no idea where I was in the race in terms of like what placing I was.
Yeah.
And that one dude, Jake, that was running with us, turns out he was the second place. And me and him, we were kind of going back and forth for a while on that last loop. And then if I had known that me and him were second and third going back and forth, I would have pushed and tried to do whatever I could to beat him in. But
you can just blame me, say I was slowing you.
No.
But I had to wait for my patience.
Because I caught him after I left you.
Yeah.
And then I went past him, and then because he probably knew. And so he sped up like a mile later and got right on my heels. And then I let him pass, and then he slowed down. I passed him again. But we were like chit-chatting the whole time. It was very friendly. Like, we were talking to him, and he was with us too.
Yeah.
And he was cool and everything. But then it got to a point where he was just like riding on my heels, and it got to where we were about to do that last climb. And I just stepped out of the way, and I was like, go ahead, dude. Like, I'm not going to go balls out right now. I'm out of water, and I don't want to like kill myself and end up cramping a mile away from the finish line. So I coasted in. I still kept him in my sight, but I was just cruising in. I was like looking at my watch. I knew I was going to get a good time, which 2 weeks before I got 10 hours and like 15 minutes in a 50 miler. And so I was looking at my watch like 2 miles out from the finish, and I'm at like 9 hours total. I'm like, okay, 2 weeks ago was an hour slower than where I'm at right now. So I was pretty happy with it. And I just coasted in. And then he comes up to me at the end. He was like, hey, good job, dude, all that. Cool. I was happy with my time. Then like 30 minutes go by, and I scan the little QR code over by that tent to like see the overall results. And he came in like 2 minutes ahead of me in second place, and I got third. I was like, are you kidding me? If I knew, I would have pushed way harder. But it just goes to show, like, always push all the way through to the end. If you really like want to be good and get good results and stuff, you can't let up at all.
Felt like he was cruising. He was like a very consistent, like, I just felt like he did not look like a runner. Which was weird. Dude, he did not look like a runner at all.
Mm-hmm. That's a lot of the people that do those.
That's what ultra running is like, dude. Yeah. You can't ever underestimate someone just based off of what they look like, because you never know, dude. Sometimes there's studs out there that have big beer bellies, and they can just go smoke 100-miler. Like,
did that girl just choose on her own the entire time? Like, you never
pretty
saw her,
much
like off the gate.
Well, I mean, you know how the setup was. It was multiple loops, and so I had an idea that she was in first place just because I knew she was doing the 50-miler, and she was just flying every loop. But I didn't know, like,
that's
crazy. She was just cruising. She looked consistent the whole time. She didn't look like she ever really slowed down. Yeah. If I were to guess, her, like, what is that, 8 hours and 25 minutes, that's like a 9-minute pace the whole time.
That's crazy.
I can't run a 9-minute pace for 2 miles.
Yeah, she was cruising.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, that's insane. That was fun. That was a good time.
Yeah. So you drank the Kool-Aid a little bit?
Yeah, that was fun. I definitely do it again, 100%.
Well, you sent me that one like a couple days ago. There's a new 50K or something. So you were thinking about that?
Yeah, it's just I could imagine it's going to be like crazy elevation because it's in Kachess and like all of those. It's like all huge hills.
Yeah. Start training. Dude, all you got to do is hit Mount Peak like at least 3 times a week, very minimum.
Yeah.
And then do 5 to 10 miles a day.
It's going to sound like an excuse. So I feel like it'd be, at least for me, because Monday through Friday, I leave the house at 7:30. I don't get home till almost 5:30, 6 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
And then, that's why I try to go to the gym in the morning at 5. And then, so it's like, that's where I'm like, it's hard to find time to do that. Because I do know, like, I do actually want to get up. I want to get, like, my next is, like, probably doing, like, a full marathon. And I know I have to run, like, 4 to 5 times a week.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out how do I squeeze that into my schedule. It's just going to have to be sacrificing, like, when Casey goes to sleep, I'm going to have to just go run for an hour. Yeah. Or, like, in the morning, maybe instead of going to the gym, just go for an hour run or something like that.
Or even just, like, show up to the gym 10 minutes early and run a mile.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the gym before you leave, run another mile. Like, you could squeeze in a mile or 2 here and there. Or it goes, like, if you're going into the office, like, pack your lunch, go run for 30 minutes at lunch, and then...
My dad has one of the walking treadmills I can put under my desk. Does that count?
I walk 4 miles a day. Yeah. Have you just been working more just to work more, or like has it just been busier?
It's been busy. Well, yeah, and
that's a long day.
I have been working more to work more too.
Because that's a long day, 7:30 to 4:30.
Yeah, it's been like literally like every day. I leave the house around 7:30, 7:45, and I don't get home till 5 to 5:30 is usually when I'm getting home around, and then Casey goes to bed at 7. So it's like I want to spend that hour, really only an hour with him.
Yeah.
And then by 7, dude, like I was just telling Chris this yesterday too. I was like, dude, like I can't work out in the afternoons anymore. I was like, I just lose so much motivation to move. That's why it's nice just doing it first thing when you wake up, because it's done. It sucks to wake up, but at least it's just done. You can go home, and now like I don't have to worry that I didn't move my body today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Isn't that crazy to think about though? Because honestly, 3 months ago, you would have been sitting here saying the complete opposite.
Oh, complete opposite.
And then now that you force yourself to start going to the 5 a.m. as much as you can, it's just like, once you start doing that consistently in the morning, it's like you don't want to ever change that. Yeah.
It's not bad. I mean, as long as you get into bed, like if I'm asleep by 9, I'm getting 7.5 hours of sleep. Like that's perfect.
Yeah, which is perfect. Yeah.
If I wake up before 7, my day's ruined.
Yeah. How's your sleep been?
Yeah, I sleep great. I sleep I fall asleep about 10, wake up about 7.
About 10.
Yeah, wake up about 7. Yeah. It's the money.
Yeah.
Dude, come work out at 5 a.m. Reactivate
that membership. I go to the Northwest Fitness Zone now. Yeah. It just didn't make sense. I literally was gone. I was literally gone the last 3 weeks. It's like,
yeah, you travel so much.
Yeah, it's like hard to pay that much money when you can't use it like consistently. Yeah. So
definitely, if you're gonna go to a gym like that, like you have to I feel like to make it worth it, you have to go at least 3 to 5 times a week.
Yeah,
otherwise, it's just not worth it.
To get your money's worth.
It's like Northwest Fitness Zone. I can go whenever I want and feel okay about it.
Are they 24 hours there?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah.
It's like what, like $30 a month?
Yeah, it's like 40, I think.
$40 a month.
Yeah,
that's not bad for what they have there. Like it's literally just machines.
Well, in Assemble, I think I was spending like an extra $50 a month with how many elements I was buying. Yeah, their supply has been steady since I stopped going there. Their element revenue has plummeted. I was the only
Never bring something to drink.
Dude, I would just always forget.
Every time I'm like, dude,
no, I told you I'm worthless in the morning. So I would the night before, I'd be like, I got to bring a water bottle. We're going to be like, you got to bring a water bottle.
Just fill it up the night before and leave it by the door.
Yeah, I would do that. Or I'd put it in the fridge or by the door, and then I would just forget it. Like every day I forget it.
I did get it. I got an element the other day.
Without fail.
I was on Wednesday after the max class, and my mouth was like bone dry. I was like, dude, I need something.
Well, dude, and I think Kesha tempts you a little bit because that fridge keeps them ice cold. You know what I mean? And so you get so thirsty, and then there's just like an ice cold element right there. It's like I'm getting it is so
for sure. Speaking of Kesha, I went to she invited me to go to the home church, Nate's church, this morning.
Oh, nice.
Is that
Did you go?
Yeah, I went.
You did? Nice.
It was actually really, really good. I don't know if you know him. His name's Rob. He was preaching. I don't know his last name. But yeah, he did really good, and it was just cool, like seeing all the gym people go there, pretty much.
Yeah.
So it was cool to see all of that. It's right at Mountain View Middle School, but yeah, you should. I mean, I know you're really connected with your church, but you should just to experience something different. You know,
I want to know next time he preaches. I want to go and watch because I listened to his last one, and I mean, it's definitely a different, like, you know, every church is different.
Yeah,
when it comes to like their, you know, vibe and everything too.
Yeah,
so
it's vastly different from Champion, because Champion Center is borderline a mega church.
It is.
It is like it's in the theater, like amphitheater.
Yeah,
basically.
No, it's definitely a way different vibe.
I like both of them. Like I could see myself just going back and forth to them.
What's like the main difference? Like
the size.
The size, absolutely. The size. And I thought the sermon, is that what it's called? The sermon?
Sermon.
The service itself, I thought they were relatively similar, like a little bit of like Bible verses, and then just talked about like how it's applicable to life and just like bringing in metaphors and stuff, which I think Kevin does a really good job of. It almost feels like a motivational speech a lot of the times, and that's kind of what it felt like today with the guy. His name's Rob.
I think
he does a good job with that.
Like I think, you know, being in church, in my opinion, is the most important thing, regardless of, I think, actually, no, I take that back. I think you have to be at a church that like actually like really wants to like progress and move forward, and like whatever way that means. That doesn't mean like more, it doesn't have to be more people, but I think like churches, I think where they fail is they stay stagnant and they don't, you know, again, like you kind of have to evolve, quote unquote, because you still have to keep the Bible as the center of the church. But like, you know, technology, for example, like one way that you can really reach people nowadays is through technology and like through online and through resources and community and what?
And a sick drum kit.
But no, I think I think it depends, like ideally what you want out of church, like what's most important with church. Like I feel like a smaller church like that, like relationship is probably going to be one of the better things you're going to get out of that, where like a church like Champion Center, you have thousands of people, right? Like you're not going to get to know everyone there, right? A church that has 200, like you're not going to get to know everyone like intimately, but you're going to get to know them pretty well. You're going to see the same faces very frequently. And
I would say with Champion Center, though, every time I've gone there, I've taken something away from the message itself. Like he's always given, he or she, whoever's doing it, has given something to where like I can actually take and apply in my life, which is what I appreciate, because I've dropped into other churches here and there throughout the past couple of years where it's like I can't comprehend what they're talking about because it's all biblical, like reading strictly from the Bible, which is totally fine. But I'm just someone who, like, you know how I am. I don't have any real experience or background with this stuff. So it's just very confusing to me, and still a little uncomfortable for me.
I think that's where I feel like Champion Center does really well, is like, and you hear criticism from both sides of the aisle on this, because people will say like, quote unquote, mega churches, they don't talk about the Bible enough, and they talk about yourself and, you know, self promotion pretty much. And it's like, no, not really though. Like, I think they use the Bible and they apply it into life to where people can understand. Because you also have to think too, like when you're speaking to thousands and thousands of people at one time, like exactly what you just said, like you can't go so theological, because you'll lose people. They won't. You have to kind of dabble in both, in my opinion, as long as you're keeping the central message is the Bible and Jesus. I think you're okay in doing that. I think there are churches that do like self promote too much, in my opinion. Like they talk about the self and how you should do what you want and you should feel how you should feel, and it's like, no, that's not the truth. That's where I think Champion Center does a really good job of tying in like the Bible, but then also tying in how can you apply it to your life. And, you know, I mean, Champion Center is a conduit to thousands of people and brought thousands of people to Jesus, which is like, That's why I almost don't like the term megachurch, because nowadays it almost has like a negative connotation with it, because people are like, well, why do churches have the big screens and all this money and all these things? And it's like, yeah, I can see where you're coming from, but like, how many people do you think Champion Center or another church like that, how many people do you think they brought to Jesus? Millions. I bet millions, honestly, over 30 or 40 years.
Possibly.
I bet it's been millions of people, right? So it's like, yeah, that's where I hear it all the time, because they're like, well, I don't think mega churches should have all this money, and I don't think, we should be seeing what are the pastors spending money on, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no. Like,
which I understand that like thought process, and I to some extent agree with those comments, but also people, if they're really saying that specifically about Champion Center and that location that you go to, they should look back to the build of where it was from 30, 40 years ago when Kevin started it. Like it started
bankrupt.
It started like home church, like Nate's church, like that, like just small little group out of probably, I don't know, out of a school or something, and it just kept building and building and building, and growing and growing and growing. And he did that. He built it from ground up. Like,
and I don't think there's anything, a church that has 50 people versus a church that has 1,000 people, like, as long as the message is the same, in my opinion, like, that doesn't make one church better than the next. Like, that's also where, like, sometimes I think too, like, people think like mega churches, like the people that go there think they're better than every other church, and it's like, that's not true. In my opinion, that's not true. It's like, no, I think as long as the word's getting spoken, people's lives are changed, like, regardless of how many people go to your church, like, it doesn't matter at that point, right? So
I honestly wouldn't even sit here and compare Champion Center to home church, honestly. But if you were to really ask me, the only difference was the size. Size. But like in terms of how I felt and the message and the things that I took away from it is very similar.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what it should, in my opinion, that's what it should do. Regardless of how many people are, how many flashing lights and people, singing and
drum sets,
like,
how many people they have jumping around on stage.
I get when I walk in the door.
How much free coffee. That's the other, that is the other thing. You have to pay for your coffee at Champion Center. They had free coffee at home church. So.
Yeah, because people are ordering Americanos with like their special creams and stuff.
Well, they could put out black coffee for free for the people that don't want Americanos.
I'll mention a thing or two.
Yeah, please bring it up. Once that happens, I'll come back.
Hey, Steven was upset there was no coffee.
Please bring it up the chain.
There is coffee actually in the volunteer room. You just have to volunteer.
Well, is that what you get when you're on security duty?
I get to go get coffee.
Okay, speaking of security duty, has there ever been times where you actually had to be like security, like actually step it up?
I know there's
one that you probably don't want to talk about.
Yeah, I know there's at least one.
I mean, we had one like a few weeks ago or like a month ago where a gal, like, she like passed out on the toilet, and like I called Jordan because I'm like, hey, I don't know what to do. Like, I need your help.
Did you go in the girls'
No,
bathroom?
I did not. No, I waited outside.
So you just left her hanging?
Well,
you
no.
awake?
Well, the gal who told us actually.
Wait,
okay, no, I gotta edit this out because I can't talk about it.
Why?
We're not allowed to.
Okay.
I'm actually not supposed to.
He signed an NDA.
It actually is like something like that. Like, I'm actually not supposed to talk about it.
Okay.
You don't have to edit that.
We don't have to edit. You just won't talk anymore about it.
Yeah, true.
All right, Ian, has there been anything that you've ever had to do?
Dude, I got passed out on that Rainier. He like had a seizure.
Oh, that's right.
Dude,
I forgot.
I got so pissed at the 911 people, man. They do good things, but this lady was not good because we're like coming down. Me and Zaylen were, so me and Zaylen were coming down. It was when we summited, and we're, like I said, coming down, and this older, he's probably like 60, Asian guy, passes us, and as he's like walking up, and we were like on the paved path at this point, like we were pretty close to Paradise, and as he like passes us, I like look at him because he's like kind of stumbling, like, and he's like doesn't look right, and so I asked him, I was like, "Are you all right?" And he like didn't speak English, and he was just like, "Oh, okay, like whatever." I was like, "All right, whatever." Like kept walking, and literally get like 5 more feet, and I hear like something like almost in the bushes, turn around, and he like collapsed like into the bushes. I'm like, oh shit, like walk over, like, get him on his side, like give him some water, like do whatever. But I think he was having like a seizure though. So I called 911, and she's like, where you had, I think Zaylin at this point is like running down to get like the Ranger, because we only had probably a quarter mile to the Paradise Ranger Station. And so the 911 operator is like, I tell her what's going on. She's like, where are you? And I was like, we're at Paradise. We're like a quarter mile up I don't remember the name of the trail, but I told her the name of the trail. And she's like, she started like arguing with me. And she's like, no, that's not where you're at. That's not a trail or whatever. And I go, yeah, like this is where we're at. I was like, you go to Paradise. It's like this trail. And she's like, sir, I need to know where you are. And I was like, we're on this trail. We're a quarter mile up, right past Paradise. You go this on this trail, go up. And she's like, no, and she was like, that's not a trail. Like, I'm not going to be able to get anyone out there if you don't tell me. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm arguing. So anyways, like maybe 10 minutes later, like Zaylin runs up, the Ranger runs up, and I'm like still on the phone with this lady. And I asked the Ranger, I'm like, she needs an exact location. Like, where are we? And the Ranger's like quarter mile up, like this trail, the trail that I've been telling her. I was like, the park ranger's here telling me the same thing I'm telling you. And she just like didn't say anything. But I was like, you lady, you're pissing me off. But yeah, so that was
to get fired, honestly.
That was crazy. Saved some people.
So what happened? Did you guys stay there with them? Like,
yeah, the EMTs got there. Yeah, the EMTs got there. And then
How did they get him down? Did they?
In a stretcher. Yeah, they brought a stretcher up because, like I said, it was on like the pavement part of the trail, But and then one guy stopped that was like a doctor or something. So, but yeah, the EMTs brought like one of the stretchers up, got him up. But like that was pretty crazy. That was like the most first responder I've been. I've never
first responder.
Probably, honestly. I mean,
Nick, have you ever had to be a first responder?
I'd be the worst. No, absolutely not.
There's never been like a situation where someone's had like a medical emergency in front of you. Has anyone choked in front of you?
Mm-mm.
No, nothing.
Really?
Watch something's gonna happen like in the next.
I know. Sorry.
I'm trying to think if I've ever had.
I've had a couple like outside of work.
No, I don't. Honestly, I don't think so. I mean, other than like maybe playing soccer, maybe there was like one or two where like someone like got hurt or something, and
like like
some
injury, not like a
or something. Yeah, nothing like crazy. I'm trying to. No, I don't think so. I mean, the only
tearing your ACL,
tearing my ACL. Yeah,
oops, dude, I was right. So I remember when that happened because I was playing left back that game, and you were playing center mid, and so I'm on the left side of the field. I'm looking directly in. It was a ball that came up, and you were going up for a header. And you come down and land, and I just saw the way you landed and the way your knee buckled, and you just instantly fell, and I knew right away, dude. I jogged right up to you, and you were laying there holding your leg like this, and I was like waving Alice to come on. I knew right away that you did. I didn't know specifically your ACL, but I knew you did your knee.
I knew I busted it. I knew it was something because like it was such a weird feeling because like it honestly didn't really hurt. It just was like it scared me because I felt like a huge pop.
Yeah.
And like I thought maybe like did I break my leg or something? Like did I break something? Yeah. And then like when I went down, like my knee just felt like I couldn't like it felt like someone was like pulling a band almost. And like I couldn't straighten my knee out. Yeah. And then that was when I was like, I definitely just tore my ACL.
Yeah, you
100%
you did it. Because you landed like this and like your leg just kind of like buckled, did that thing where it like wobbled back and forth, and you just got weak and just fell.
Yeah, that was horrible. That's so annoying because it's like it's literally nothing different than I've ever done. It's like you jump up one time and like must have landed weird. I don't know. Like I didn't land weird. I just landed like I would normally land.
You just landed all your weight on one foot. You didn't land both feet. It was all on your left.
Yeah,
left or right.
It was your right. Yeah. So weird. I don't know.
Sometimes it just like happens.
Just happens
for no reason.
It's just like perfect.
All same. Like
it's like the perfect storm happened. Something was pulled. Something was like off. I don't know.
Yeah, and maybe just didn't warm up long enough. It could have been anything.
Uneven ground. I mean, we played on grass. Like, was it a little uneven ground?
Probably because at that point, or in the season too, like our field was pretty torn up. There probably was a little divot. Speaking of first responder stories, so this was a while ago. I forget what age I was, but I was taking a dump downstairs. I feel like I've told you guys this story before, but I was taking a dump downstairs at my parents' house, and I hear like my mom sprinting downstairs, like slamming footsteps, and she comes storming to the bathroom door. Like I could just hear her stomping so loud. So I was already like caught off guard. And then dude, she pounds on the door like 3 times, like boom, boom, boom. And I was sitting there like on my phone. I was like, I was kind of annoyed, honestly. And I was like, what? Like said it all aggressive like that. And she pounds on the door like 3 more times again, like right after I responded. So I was like, what the fuck? Yeah. And I opened the door, like I crack it open and look, and my mom's like full on choking. She's like, and I just didn't even wipe or anything. I pulled my pants up and just hopped out there and did like 3 pumps of the Heimlich, and she like puked up a big, it wasn't like full puke, but you know, she like spit it all back up. Huge piece of chicken that she was eating. And dude, like I was like shaking, dude, because it just caught me off guard. I'm literally scrolling Instagram, taking a dump, and my mom pounds on the door. And then after that, we like cleaned it up and stuff. And she just goes right back upstairs, goes back to work like nothing happened. I was like, what? What just happened?
That happened to my egg.
Do you have to change your shorts?
No, I just went back.
Sat right back down.
I can't remember.
That my grandpa one thing too. I was pretty young, and I remember like he was choking on something. I remember my big like uncle had to give him
the Heimlich. Scary, dude. Choking is so scary.
I always get scared like with Casey, like when he takes a little bit too big of a bite, especially when Jordan's gone, because I'm like, if he started choking, like I wouldn't really know what to do now. We have like the life back thing, but I don't even know how to use it.
You should probably go over that.
I should probably learn.
You should probably take like
super simple.
You should probably take like a kid's like first aid CPR class. Honestly.
Probably.
Like I just did that.
After we're done with this, I can show you.
All right,
it's
you got to do the back thrusts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just did the first aid CPR. I think I told you.
Oh yeah, you
got to get going.
Pretty soon. Yeah, we'll wrap it up here in a minute.
But dude, yeah. So the partner I was with was this huge guy, and you have to like practice the Heimlich. Mm-hmm. And I was like, he's fucking huge, dude. I'm like barely reaching over. He's like looked like he was in like a biker gang. But, yeah, you probably should take a little class because that's probably you don't want to like be in a position where you should know that or like need to know that and then not know it. Like
I know. Well, that's why. Yeah, like I said, like I don't get scared about me choking. I get scared about him choking because that dude will like just pound food, and I'm like, if he just like started choking, I really wouldn't know what to do.
Well, we'll teach you up on some child CPR, and if Casey were to choke, we'll show you what to do.
Yeah,
so we'll figure it out. But sounds like you got to get going.
Yeah.
So we'll wrap it up. I feel like we've done like 2 hours now. So
yeah.
All right. Thanks for coming on, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Like and subscribe.